Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Columbus Blue Jackets were finally back in action after a long Olympic break. They were in Boston taking on the Bruins, but fell 4-2. The Jackets will return home and host the New York Islanders tomorrow night. Coverage starts at 5:30 right here on The Fan. Spring training baseball from both Ohio MLB teams last night. The Reds beat the Padres 11-10, while the Guardians lost to the Mariners 8-7. And this weekend, the Ohio State Buckeyes tournament hopes are on the line. On Sunday, they'll host Purdue. Tip-off at 1:30 right here on The Fan. This update was sponsored by Germain Toyota. For unbeatable service and sales, visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Breakfast time!
Hello, welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis. Can I take your order?
Just want a little breakfast.
Hey, you want some crabs? Because I got some of them.
Get ready to drive through the intersection of football, food, and fun. Come on, Joe! Featuring producer Dylan.
Who are the 5 best rappers of all time?
Special guests.
You serious?
And you. Wake up.
For what?
It's time for T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. What's up? I'm Bone. He's Tyvis. Good morning. Go to hell. Tyvis, how are you?
You know, I've had a lot of ups and downs in the past 24 hours.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I have.
Can we say what they are? Or are we just going to say, all right, ups and downs, and we're good?
Well, you can help me with this situation. So
okay.
One of the you can help me with the one, the other one you can't help me with.
Now I want to know what the one is I can't help you with.
You can help me with
okay.
that.
All right.
The first one is my daughter, my oldest, she's in kindergarten. So, if you ever met my oldest daughter, she's one of those girls that's a pleaser. She wants to do everything right.
Sure.
She tries real hard. Really nice kid.
Yeah.
Really nice kid. She's like my wife. Really nice. So, so the other day, we get an email from the teacher saying that some kid has hit my daughter at recess.
Okay.
Right? So, and I guess it's a boy.
Okay. Uh-oh. Sure.
So, as a father,
sure.
I get into my mode to how should I handle this? Because obviously crashing out is that's way down the line and I'm not there.
I was going to suggest finding that kid's dad and challenging him to a fight, but apparently you don't want to do that.
I don't think you do. Weird. Yeah. So her teacher let us know that, Leliana has said that this happened. They've seen it happen, and they handled the situation where they made the kid apologize. Leliana accepted the apology. Yeah. And they notified the kid's parents and all those things.
All right. I mean, that seems so far. They did everything they should do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as a father, I also have to, she has to be able to protect her. This is also the oldest kid. So, if something goes down between her and her sister, she has to protect her sister because that's just the role of a older sibling.
Right.
So what do I do? Do I put her in Tyvis Powell's boxing camp?
Yeah.
Or do I let her just continue to be the sweet, nice, innocent young girl that she is?
That is a true fatherly and motherly conundrum, right? That's a parent conundrum because there is trust me, I'm with you.
My daughter's too big to be getting bullied like that. To me,
yeah,
if anything, she should be doing the bullying. But that's just not who she is.
We don't want
that's not who
the
she
kid
is.
to become the bully.
Correct.
Either. We don't want any of our kids to be that.
So what do I do as a parent?
I'll tell you this. I have found as a dad of now my kids are older, right? My oldest was always someone who was like her in the sense that whatever someone came up and said to do, my oldest Viv was just yeah, I can do that for you. She wanted to be helpful and kind.
Correct.
Because in turn, the world, we tried to instill very early in them you should live the way, treat everybody as you would want yourself to be treated.
Correct.
Right? Create the world that you want to live in for others. If someone needs help, if I needed help, I would like it if someone would help me. So if someone needs help, you try to be helpful too. But she became that was the only, she would do that for anybody, anytime. And then we had to kind of pull that back into
Now you need to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you need to learn to say, like, no, I'm not going to help you, like, with that. You know, whatever. Like, she didn't do this, but if a kid came up to her and said, I'm sure she would have. If a kid came over and said, can I cheat off your test? She would have been like, sure. Like, whatever. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yeah,
and we had to teach her, like, not to do that.
Yeah.
So now we have a child who is like, and I'm very proud of her. She is the type of kid, though, who is literally like, oh, you can't say that to me because this, I'm standing up for my, like, she knows who she is.
Well,
and is very set in her and, like, sound in herself. And so that has changed over the years. She has grown into that. That's who she is as a person.
Well,
but we couldn't force it.
I hope Lay does that because my other one, I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to get the call for the opposite reason. Milani Jones, I'm going to get the call that she did something to somebody.
That is what we found with the second one as well, was like my middle one, Ava's the one that, like, on the soccer field, she would be like, the kid fell down and has a broken ankle, she would step over the kid, score the goal, and then go check on the kid. But she would go score the goal first. And so we had to be like, Ava, it's okay to, like, you know, have some compassion over here.
Well, you know, and then I was thinking about, as this was all processing to me, then I thought about the common man. You know,
sure.
Common man believes that deep down inside, I'm going to snap at some point. He says that because it usually is the people that walk in that's happy, that's always positive, always smiling and laughing. He said those are the ones that you read about.
Yeah, no, he's told me that about you, and I've had to tell him, no, I think he's genuine. I think Tyvis is for real. It's in part it's projection because everything with Common Man, a lot of it is fake. So then you have to, like,
whoa, that's gonna get.
He
back
would
to
tell
him.
you that. He would tell you that. His whole life is a lie. I worked with this man for 15 years. I know what it's like.
All right, I heard T-Bone's all nice diplomatic response to you. Me and you are more similar when it comes to being about that action.
You find his dad and fight him.
and how we parent. Okay.
Dylan, you're the guy who has literally told kids that you're playing Xbox or PlayStation with, where you're like, "Come find me, bro,"
Right,
me. Here's my address.
Drop your
location.
I did the same thing.
Tyvis told someone to Google him.
I was. This is why I don't go back and forth with people on Twitter no more, because it was once upon a time where me and this guy went back and forth, and I went straight to the DMs. Hey, drop me your location, bro. Like, send me your location. I don't know what you think this is.
Okay, so back to the thing with your daughter. When was yours, how did she react? Like, did you address it with her, the situation?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because when I seen her, you know, my wife picked her up from school that day. I was working in Cleveland, so when I got home, they was already there, and she was kind of like, it was other things that I had to focus on with her. That situation wasn't like the number one priority that I had to focus on at that day. So, like, I haven't really got a chance to sit down and really talk to her about it because I was worried about her learning these sight words for her.
Gotcha.
So, like, that was like number one thing at the moment. But she had explained to me, like, she was like, some boy hit me today. And I was like, well, run me through the scenario, what happened? And she, like, explained, like, what was going on. And then I was like, well, you and we going to go downstairs. we going to put the gloves on, and I'm going to show you a couple things.
She was calm. She wasn't emotional?
No, she wasn't emotional.
Because mine gets emotional, and I tell her, I say, you got two options when someone lays hands on you at school.
Yeah, you do.
You got two options. One, you touch them back. You give them hands back.
Yes.
Or two, you snitch. But there is no option number 3 of you whining and complaining to me about it, because there's nothing I could do about it while you're in school.
That's right. Hey, why do 10 when you can tell on a friend, as Tyvis likes to say? That's
what
right.
am I going to do about it 4 hours later?
I know there's nothing. There's not. I know, but you know what? This is a thing I've learned growing up in a house full of women. This is what and young girls, like, this is what I'm told. I would try to fix everyone's problems, and I've learned that what is actually wanted in many cases is to just listen, absorb, and go, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm here for you. And then that's it. Don't try to fix it. And that is like the hardest thing for me as a man to understand, or just as the person I am. I don't know if it has to be being a man, but like if my wife came in and said, I had a flat tire today, car stuck on the side of 33, the tire is flat, it's got a giant hole in it, yada, 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 yada. I had to call an Uber and it picked me up and drove me here. My response would be like, let's get in the car, fix the tire, and get it back, get the car back. What sometimes emotionally she wants when she has a problem, or my daughters want when they have a problem, is just to be heard and not to actually go get the car off the side of the road and fix it. And my response always is like, why don't we fix this now? So like you said, Dylan, when they come home and complain, when your daughter comes home and complains, maybe she just wants you to hear her. Maybe she just wants you to listen.
Well,
I'm with you. It's like, what can I do now? I can't fix it, but I try. I want to try.
Well, I told her auntie, a.k.a. my big sister, about this.
Did she go to Colorado or no?
No. Okay. She didn't go to Colorado. No.
Okay.
I told my big sister about this.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, my sister is she's an ex-con.
Okay. She's even more about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
what was her advice?
Her advice was, Tyvis, you tell my niece that all you got to do is go out there and do it one time. Just slam somebody one time, and you'll never have to worry about it again.
Okay.
And I was like,
I mean,
yeah, I could. That's true, but I don't want to go there.
Right, and I also feel like that advice is something that I would have given like before, like school shootings started happening. Now I'm like, you don't know who's going to be mad.
That's true.
5 years from now, you want to be the kid that they're like, oh, I liked them. They were nice to me when I was, Like I'm just saying, you don't want to.
That was always my goal in high school.
Be everyone's friend as much as you can.
You don't want to be the kid that gets slipped a note that says, "Don't come to school tomorrow."
Right. You don't want your name. I mean, I don't want any of that to happen, but like, I don't want your name to be on the first one on the manifesto. Is all I'm saying. Like, let's try to be good people here. All right. What do you want? Here's what we've got. We can either talk about Jackets losing all the momentum last night in Boston, or we can talk about the Buckeyes at the Combine. Which one do you want to do? Pick your own adventure, Tyvis. Go ahead. What a stupid decision this is, right? I have to make this choice. I'll tell you what. We'll talk about the actual game first.
Yes.
Actual things that happened in sports. And then we'll talk about dudes running around their underwear. When we both of those will happen next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. We are watching one crash on the ramp from 70 eastbound to 33 eastbound. 2 vehicles involved and crews are working to clear it out right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member. They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
It's Timmy Hall and Common Man for Hollywood Casino Columbus, and all month long, there's so much money to win.
You can win $1 million instantly, plus every week there's multiple ways to score big Penn Cash prizes.
And new members who sign up for the Penn Play app can win up to $2,026 in Penn Cash.
And you see the brunch items they still have at the Sportsbook restaurant? Biscoff stuffed French toast, country Benedict.
Plus, on March 6th, we got Muay Thai and Championship Boxing tickets available on Ticketmaster.
Oh, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you can save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. Why? It's because the insulation in your windows has failed. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows and big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. Act now and you'll get an extra 10% off for the rest of the month. When your window insulation fails, usually due to old or cheap materials, all of your window's energy efficiency disappears. The result, a house that is cold in the winter and hot in the summer. The worst part is they could have failed years ago and you wouldn't even know about it. Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient that you'll actually save money on your utility bills. Plus, they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you won't have to live with broken windows again. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale and get an extra 10% off now for the rest of the month. Visit windownation.com now for a free consultation.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Might see a few spots with patchy fog, otherwise partly cloudy skies, with temperatures in the 20s and 30s to kick off the day. A beautiful Friday ahead. Get out and enjoy it with lots of sunshine building in, breezy winds, and highs in the upper 50s to right around 60. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s, and for Saturday, get ready for another gorgeous spring-like day with mostly sunny skies and highs in the mid to upper 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Tough one for the Jackets last night. Start off on the road, going up against Jonas Korpisalo, who, of course, was a former Blue Jackets goalie. He makes 36 saves. Jackets end up on the losing end of a 4-2 result in Boston, where the Bruins had 23 shots on goal. Just, not the Jackets' night last night. I didn't think it was particularly Elvis's fault, per se.
One went off a player. The other one was a power play.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. The third one was a heck of a slap shot.
Okay. Woo! Yeah. I mean, you hope that he can make a save or two in situations like that. But, I mean, this was a 3-2 game. Bruins get the empty netter, of course. But it's one of those things that this is where my brain goes as a longtime Jackets viewer, longtime Jackets fan. I don't claim to be the biggest NHL fan or hockey fan, right? Mm-hmm. But I do feel like the Blue Jackets are one of those teams that for years has had all kinds of just weird, bad luck to go along with, not great front offices, stuff like that. This year, it seems like we've got a good front office in place. It seems like now they've made a good change with Rick Bowness, having him come in. There is some young talent on this team. It is, of course, the Jackets would be the hottest team going into the weird 3-week break situation that you only get once in a blue moon with the NHL, right? With the Olympics. It's not even once every 4 years because some Olympics, they don't bring the NHL players. So, this just so happens that we're on one of those years where the NHL players are all going and the Jackets have to take a 3-week break because of the Olympics as they're the hottest team in the league. Hopefully it's just a one-off blip and not a they lost all the momentum and they're done kind of thing.
Well, the panic of a Jackets fan, I think Dylan may have said this once or twice before, is that the Jackets do something like this every season where they go where they get really hot and then they tail off and then they get hot and then they tail off. And then it always comes to the fact that when you get towards the end of the year, it's like 1 or 2 games that they let slip earlier that comes back to haunt them. And I'm hoping that that's not the case where they got really hot and now they're going to tail off for a while. Like, I hope that they can't afford to really do that, given that the circumstances of where they are in the rating and the standings and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that it was just, Rick Bowness even said, like, watching the Jackets game, watching games on Wednesday, it was a lot of sloppiness. It was a lot of people still trying to find their groove. And, he wanted them to come out. And obviously they scored the first goal. So it was like, okay. But then after that, it was just like, I don't know. It was a weird night. It was a weird night. It's not that they necessarily didn't play well. It just, like, some of them goals was just weird.
Yeah, I would hate to do some loser talk.
Don't do that.
But I feel like we're going to hear a lot of, man, if we just stayed out of the penalty box last night, if that puck doesn't go off a defender's stick and in our own net, that Sean Crowley goal, that was legit.
Yeah,
nothing about that.
But even that is like, of course, that was a great slapper. It's like, of course, that happened from a former Jacket, right? Like it's those little notes of it where it's like, it wasn't like the best player in the league. It was Sean Crowley, a guy that you had who played for you, and he hits just like a wicked shot that you're like, all right, what are you going to do with that? Thanks for doing that against us, And it's not. He's supposed to. He plays for the Bruins now, but that's the type of thing that Jackets fans go like, of course, this is how it happened.
With all that being said, I know it's wonky because it happened a month and a half ago, but this team was just on a 7-game winning streak. They were going to lose a game eventually.
Of course.
Now, if Saturday night comes around, it's a 6:00 face-off. They're probably going to honor Zach Rowinski for winning gold. People were probably excited about this team when they were on the winning streak and bought tickets. So Nationwide's going to be hopping on Saturday night.
Of course, and I think isn't it like a 6:00 game?
Yeah.
Like it's not early, but it's definitely not. It's the type of it's an earlier start for a weekend game. Yeah.
Might appease more people to attend. I would be shocked if Nationwide's not sold out tomorrow night. And if you're flat, given all those circumstances, and then you lose, then I might be a little worried about this team. But right now, first game coming back for the long Olympic break, they were just on a 7-game winning streak. Like, it is what it is.
I agree with you on that. I'm not panicking over this. It's the biggest thing is how you respond, because like you said, you're not going to just go on a 30-game winning streak to end the season and just go flying into the playoffs. You're going to have losses. So how do you bounce back from those? And hopefully defend home ice is the main thing I want to see them do in this, upcoming stretch, and then get points on the road wherever you can. But that's starting tomorrow night. Let's get that to happen there down at Nationwide. Of course, all the action we'll have for you right here on the Fan. So last night, the other thing that was just all over my timeline was Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese.
Yeah.
Both at the Combine, both working out. And we had, thoughts that it was going to be good. We had, of course, talked to James Laurinaitis about this earlier in the week. And we had a discussion about how these guys were going to do. Mm-hmm. And he pretty much called it, didn't he?
Well, he said that Arvell Reese would run the faster 40, but Sonny Styles would have the more well-rounded combine. And
that's not to short Arvell Reese on what he did.
The only thing he was wrong about is they tied on the 40.
Yeah, what was the number they put up?
4.46.
What did you run at the Combine?
4.46.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I looked at them and said, get out of here. Get out of here, man. Yeah.
No, that is to put this in perspective, right? I mean, I saw comparisons on the screen. They had a slide that popped up with Sonny Styles.
Calvin Johnson.
They were comparing him to Calvin Johnson.
I saw DK Metcalf.
Right. They were. I think it was it Kyle Hamilton that they put up? And he actually
was mad.
Tweeted. Yeah. He tweeted and said, and I had to learn this term last night. All right, I guess I've seen it now. I've started to learn it. It's he said I got frame mogged, which means like a bigger, stronger person was put on screen next to you. And whatever. Anyway, like the point here is Sonny Styles, we have known around here that guy's a physical freak. You saw what was great to see was his Pickerton basketball highlights making the rounds like on like the national stage. I saw Breer tweeted him out. I saw a few other people posting him. But like the guy has been an athletic freak his entire life.
Yeah.
He's turned himself into a first-round talent in the NFL, clearly. Dad played at Ohio State. He's got the lineage, all that stuff. But he's done the work to become just an absolute monster that you could go out right now and justify. There's plenty of tape on him and plenty of physicality with him that you could say, why not make him the number one defensive player taken in this draft? Like that.
Whoa.
Why not?
Whoa.
Your guy that you like on ESPN, Matt Miller, he said that Sonny Styles is the second best defensive player on his board.
Who's one?
I'm assuming Caleb Downs.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, my point is, you could make Arvell Reese has been getting mocked as the number one defensive player off the board, right? With people saying he might go as high as 2. So obviously number 1's going to be quarterback.
But the Jets is definitely taking some. Is either him or Ruben Bain or somebody because
Ruben Bain has tiny little
like alligator arms,
T-Rex arms, T-Rex arms. Y'all hilarious.
Isn't that the thing that sucks about the combine though? Is where it's like your arms measure like an inch shorter than they expected. And they're like, oh my god, I don't even know if he can reach the top shelf in his house. And it's like he's fine. He's still a great player.
So
like,
yesterday
you can take him and he'll be fine. I'm just saying you have 3 guys in Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, and Sonny Styles who, if someone took them second overall, you'd say, well, I mean, maybe not a position of need, maybe not the most, safety you don't usually see going that high, but we have literally heard that said. You could put Sonny Styles in that mix too with all his measurables and with his tape. It's not like the tape is terrible and he's just a great measurables guy. He's got everything going on.
Yeah, I feel like we buried the lead. His vertical was a 43.5-inch vertical, which is the highest jump all time by a linebacker in the combine.
Do you know
he's explosive?
Do you know who else has a 43.5-inch vertical?
Nate Robinson.
That is exactly what I was going to bring up. That is true. The guy who was like, how tall is Nate Robinson?
You like that, didn't you?
That was great.
I think Nate Robinson was listed at like 5'8" or 5'9", and was probably 5'6" or 5'7".
A man who won the dunk competition under 6 feet tall, who no one would doubt his hops. That's the same type of jumping ability that you have, but from a guy who's 6'5".
I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
244, right?
He's going to go to Cincinnati, isn't he?
Sonny Styles?
Yeah.
He might not be there.
He may not. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Come on now. Hold on. Because, see, this is exactly what happens every year when we get to this combine.
But hang on. In Mel's mock, where he had 4 Buckeyes in the top 7, he had Sonny going 7 to the Commanders.
Let me look at it.
That's right.
Let me look at it.
Okay.
Because my boy B. Wag said he's not retiring. So that could
Bobby. Okay, Bobby Wagner's still.
Whoa.
Good for him. Good for Bobby Wagner. Still hanging around.
Bobby Wagner been all pro 11 times.
That's incredible.
Yeah, ridiculous that
it is.
I think he's tied for second of all time.
No doubt Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
But you played with him in Seattle?
B-Wag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't the Seahawks release you twice?
I like how Dylan is working in he's working in questions just to get the soundbite going. That's great.
I love that AR said that. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Could he be there? Sure.
Well, that's my point is you're looking at these Buckeye players now, potentially all going before. I mean, half of them could be gone before the Browns draft. They don't need a defensive player necessarily, but like I'm just saying, the Bengals drafting at 10, they need one of these guys defensively. Everyone's saying no one's going to trade up, but like
I walked away yesterday saying that
think about it.
That Carnell Tate is going to go to the Tennessee Titans at 4.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. See,
once they traded for Jermaine Johnson, it was like, all right, well, you just got an edge there.
Yeah,
so.
Right. I mean,
you
now
need offensively, you got a quarterback that y'all believe in. Like he has no weapons.
That's a good thing. We're going to get to do this for another 2 months because we're going to be.
I know.
What if this team did this? So yes,
I don't know.
If yesterday was the first part of that process.
I don't know if it's Carnell Tate, but I do think the Titans are drafting a Buckeye at.
Well, like I said, I think you're going to see 4 Buckeyes go in the top 10. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility at all. 2 minutes away. You may have to pay more money to watch the NFL. Yay! I'll tell you about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Just one crash right now here on your Friday. It's on the ramp from 70 eastbound to 33 eastbound. Crews are working to clear it out right now. Everything else looking right up to speed. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save $1 each when you buy 5 or more select items during our Buy More, Save More event. Save on Oreos, General Mills cereal, and more with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan. No, I've never heard of the band on T-Bone's shirt either. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I think Arvell Reese runs a faster 40 by slightly, like a slight amount. But I think the overall, testing, when you count in the vert and the broad and all that, I believe you'll look at all the numbers and be like, holy smokes, what did Sonny Styles just do?
I think they were saying holy smokes. I think they were saying, James doesn't say the other one, but I think there are a lot of people saying holy something after that. Sonny Styles tied Arvell Reese, 4.46. Both of them ran the 40-yard.
It's so crazy to me because, in the midst of all this, a player that I forgot about was Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech.
Oh, yeah.
Who got, the best defender and all that.
Uh-huh.
And all everybody talked about was Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles
Absolutely.
the entire day. And it's crazy to me. And I'm telling James, I'm like, James, you're a cheat code. Do you know that?
Oh, James Laurinaitis.
Yeah,
having him in the building,
he's a cheat code. If you're going to play here and get coached up by a guy who was an all-time Buckeye, then an all-time great Rams linebacker, you should be good.
If you're a linebacker, you're getting coached by him. If you're a defensive player, your coordinator is a guy who literally was a head coach in the NFL and coordinated some of the best defenses that we've
Super
ever
Bowl
seen.
Winner.
I mean, obviously working with Bill Belichick, but still, that. To be able to, and James brought this up when we talked to him earlier in the week, you should go check out the podcast. Wherever you get podcasts, you can find them. It's all brought to you by Capital Ford of Columbus. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis. But in that interview, he brought up the fact that, Matt Patricia literally walked these guys through the interview process and went over, grilled them essentially with, here's what they're going to ask you. Here's how I would do it. Here's the stuff.
It's stealing. It's stealing. It's literally stealing.
And even guys Larry Johnson has been around for 1 million years. He's put how many guys in the NFL from a defensive line standpoint, right?
Tons.
I'm saying
tons.
So
his
the
resume
defensive
is
staff,
crazy.
Yeah. The defensive staff alone, it's no surprise that this defense, when you go back and look analytically at it, watch it with your eyeballs, go do whatever you need to do. Last year's Ohio State Buckeye defense, the 2025 defense, is one of the greatest defenses I've ever seen in college football. And not just at Ohio State. And statistically, it backs up. I saw a thing that said, in their, what is it, defensive efficiency rating, some analytic BS, whatever. I don't know the ins and outs of that. But I saw people posting about it saying, this was a top 3 defense going back to 1941 from an efficiency standpoint. It's just, it was one of the best defenses we will ever see.
I would say back when I was banging till 10 years ago, the ESPN came out with their thing where they was doing which universities was DBU, LBU, all that. And at that time, I want to say Ohio State got linebacker U and DBU.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And now fast forward, it's kind of dipped a little bit.
Yep.
And wide receiver U has become the new thing.
Of course. I mean, that's also accurate.
Could it be that James is starting to take back the linebacker
I think that's a big deal.
I
think that's I think whatever the national media has thought about Brian Hartline meaning 2 wide receivers at Ohio State, I think it's a no-brainer that, as Bo likes to call them, 3s. That's what he means to linebacking, defensive play. I wouldn't even just limit him to linebackers. I think defensively, all that stuff. Like,
it's cheating.
It is. Yes, it's this. Which now I have. You know how I am, and I'm working on it. Okay, trying to be a better human. But you know what resides deep inside these bones. I'm watching that last night, and I'm thinking, how in the hell did this team not win a national championship? And this year, how do they not go back-to-back? And the reason is not that defense, right? That defense is one of the greatest defenses I've ever seen. I will always question how in the hell this offense wasn't just a little bit better. If it was just a little, if they had a little bit more of that tempo in them.
It's amazing.
We're talking about a back-to-back national championship. I firmly believe that.
It's still amazing to me that everybody talks about Indiana like they were just like this historically good team, right?
They were from a record standpoint. They beat everyone.
Yeah, they went on a roll where they just was in the playoffs. They was just wiping the floor with all these teams. Ohio State played the worst offensive game that they ever played and lost by only 3 points.
Yep. And I mean, the one of the second worst offensive games they played was that Miami game, right? At least that half. And that's
wild.
Those are the two performances that will always make me scratch my head about this season. Like we talked about yesterday with our top 5 teams that didn't win it all. Like that's going to be one that's going to come up for Buckeye fans forever, just because of the fact that the offense wasn't bad. You're going to, like we've talked about, have multiple wide receivers from that team who are going to be the number 1 guy. Cardinal Tate's going to walk into whatever team he's on and be the number 1 wide receiver next year. Am I wrong? Like, he's going to get taken in the top 10.
When he go to Tennessee, absolutely.
Sure. But you know what? If the Browns take him, I'm sorry, Jerry Jeudy, that's your number 1 wide receiver. Yeah, right. I'm saying, like, come on. Like, that's okay. Like, whoever's going to draft him is going to have him as a number 1 wide receiver. And you know what JJ is going to do when he gets there, right? That's not even, he's not even allowed to. He's going
to be the second pick of the draft.
My point is,
everybody going to be on Archibald Manning.
We are going to look at this, I think, going back.
Which, by the way,
and say, wow, I can't believe you had all these guys on defense and they didn't win. And it wasn't, again, the defense was not their fault. Not their fault at all.
Which, by the way, Dylan, talked to some people that was on the inside, that was at the combine. They said that if Archibald Manning came out, he'd probably be the number 1 pick in this year's draft.
Oh, I know. I know he would
throw that out there.
Wow, that's this is.
I mean, I think that has more to do with the how bad this quarterback draft is, but people just see his potential.
But let's also not forget that this time last year, everyone was saying, "Oh, the 2025 draft class at quarterback, ass." Next year, we're going to have Garrett Nussmeier at our disposal. We're going to get some Drew Aller in there,
Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people got locked in on that. Can we at least take a little victory lap and say that on this show, we never got sucked in on the Drew Aller hype, right?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I didn't. I know you didn't. Did you ever were you
not
ever
on
a
Drew Aller? I was wrong on everybody else.
I said it 2 years ago. I said, he going to have to show it to me because I don't see it.
I was like, give me Arch. Give me Cade Klubnik. Garrett Nussmeier. Oh, my God.
I guess maybe I'm taking a premature victory lap. None of these guys have played a down of NFL football. For all we know, Drew Aller could turn into something, right? Or Garrett Nussmeier.
He has all the intangibles, too.
Well, he's all the tangibles he has, like all the physical measurements. He's a huge guy.
I think it's the above shoulder thing.
Dude, there was a video of him, and I'm not, any of these football coaches have forgotten more in a day than I'll ever know. But I'm watching, just somebody posted it. It's the NFL guys who are coming around now, and they're going, oh, wait, hang on a second. They were posting video of Drew Aller, and it shows him, like, no rush, and he just, like, somehow, like, leaked out to the side and like threw off of 1 foot and missed the receiver, but he had no pressure coming on him. And
wait, you talking about like he working?
It was
out?
Just no. It was a film. It was just film from Penn State, and it was an NFL guy saying, "I thought Drew Aller was a good quarterback. What the hell am I missing?" And it's like, you're not. Like, this is the problem. Is the guy has all the physical tools, but he just couldn't put it together. That's the good thing about what happened last night at the combine for the defensive players for Ohio State.
What I say is quarterback rehab and learn the game.
Well, true enough. And if he gets a coach that can, like, teach that to him, perhaps that could be a thing.
4, maybe 5 places in the NFL. San Fran, L.A., Minnesota.
I was going to ask if it's Minnesota. Yeah.
Minnesota, Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if there's anywhere else where people go. That's
Get quarterback guru? Oh, come on. Go down to Atlanta now. Get that fixed. Right
I would like to nominate a new one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey.
Yeah, Liam's got it rolling.
Trevor Lawrence cooking.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Baker Mayfield not, since he lost Liam Cohen.
That is a fact. I did not get to the tease, so I'll do that next. More games could be going to pay television from the NFL. I'll explain why next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Friday. No crashes that we're watching right now. Busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and on 161 heading out into New Albany, but no crashes that we're currently monitoring. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
BMI FCU is celebrating their 90th anniversary all year long with monthly sweepstakes. Open a BMI FCU Visa credit card. Enjoy rates lower than the national average and a special rate on balance transfers. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Attention, men. If you wake up and you feel like you got hit by a truck, if your waistband keeps creeping out, if your bedroom game is rated M for missing, you feel it, she notices it, and you're not alone. For many guys, this is ED and low testosterone. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic, powered by Men's Pro, comes in. We didn't copy men's health trends. We built a playbook since 2014. Labs in minutes, in-person care for better results, urology-backed science. A recent 54-year-old patient told us, I feel like I'm 30 again. He's crushing it at work and back in the gym, lifting like he did years ago. Oh, in his words, not mine, fun is back in the bedroom. I feel like a beast. Another guy said, they treated me like a person, not a patient. I wish I came in sooner. We have treatments that work for over 92% of men, even when the pills fail. And this month, when you start a treatment plan, your first month is on us. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com.
For more than 25 years, Brothers Roofing and Construction has been serving Central Ohio with dependable roofing, siding, and exterior repairs. We do the job right. We communicate effectively and stand behind our work. So when quality matters, call Brothers Roofing and Construction.
I'm Jay Plyburn, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. Not long ago, my wife Whitney and I packed up a camper van, hit the road, and spent months exploring national parks and small-town farmers markets, having the adventure of a lifetime. Now my goal is to help you start your day feeling informed and ready for what's ahead. From the impact of state and local decisions to breaking news from Dublin to Delaware, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
It's Skyway time at Skyline Chili. Come get your Skyline 3, 4, or 5-way with 50% extra cheese at no extra charge. Regular and large ways only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time.
The rings, the moment, the forever. Make it unforgettable. Join us February 27th and 28th for Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend. Enjoy preferred bridal pricing on wedding bands and engagement rings, now up to 30% off. Visit Diamond Seller on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post-9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. 2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
I will be fully honest with you when it comes to the NFL Combine, because I am someone who did not play the game. I am someone who's never coached the game. I don't watch it like a coach or anything like that. I don't typically get very excited about watching 4 hours of coverage or 3 hours of coverage of guys running drills when there's live sports on. Even if I'm like, let's say I've watched more football than hockey in my life, but I would much rather watch a live hockey game than a bunch of guys doing drills. That said, last night, I wasn't watching it live, but all the like timeline stuff I was getting of Sonny Styles, all the measure. I mean, there's no denying that stuff as a Buckeye fan gets me excited, right? Because I want to see these guys do well in the NFL. I mean, I do care about it to some degree from that standpoint, especially Sonny Styles being a local kid, a legacy guy from Ohio State. Arvell Reese, too, I want to see do well. I hope that, the other Buckeye players have the same type of performance. But, I mean, when you see the entire NFL infrastructure finding out about something that you already knew about, like in Sonny Styles' case, it's a little bit like if you had a favorite band that was like your buddies are in or you just know about is local, and then they break nationally, you get excited about it. That's what it kind of felt like last night, because the NFL guys are actually all freaking out about Sonny Styles, which is great to see.
Yeah, what I was seeing on my timeline was, like you said earlier, Sonny Styles basketball highlights.
Yes.
And people going, oh, man. What if Sonny Styles was on this basketball team? What kind of playing time would Sonny Styles get on this current Ohio State basketball team?
I don't know. He'd play for the first 5 minutes of a game. They're leading 15-5, and then they get pulled and benched, and they wouldn't. No, it'd be great. Trust me. Like I said, it was so great to see like the national media. It also reminds me of how little film these NFL guys watch. So. But that's how it goes. They watch it when it's time for combine, but they don't actually watch college football, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I don't. You were saying you don't get excited about the combine. I get more excited about like the equivalency it has to like baseball winter meetings, like where it's like all the executives are in the same spot. So that's when you start hearing rumors about people getting released, trades. Like I get more into that than who ran a faster 40.
Well, that's a lie. But I told you that's why the combine is important, because it's the first time you get all these people, these GMs and coaches to all be in the same room. So now you see a lot of business get done. You saw a trade happen yesterday, was that yesterday? Yeah, you seen a trade with the Titans and the Jets happen yesterday. So like those initial conversations start happening at the combine. The thing that the combine does is it is going to be every year there's too much college football for everybody to watch every single game, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to see a player go out there and do something magnificent. They're going to run a fast 40 or be strong or be explosive or something like that, and it's going to make everybody go to YouTube and look up that person's highlights to go back and try to say, hey, I didn't know who this guy was, but he had a good performance, so let me see what he looks like with actual pads on. Yeah. To me, that's the only thing the combine does. I always say that. Like, as a player, you want to go out there and make an executive or a scout say, you know what? I thought I looked at his tape, but let me go look at it again.
Well, and that's like the case with Sonny Styles is he's not one of these combine warriors where you're like, this guy was doing.
Well, no, he's the total package.
He's got everything you want on tape. He's the best interview or one of the best interviews you're ever going to hear when he goes and talks to these coaches. I'm sure they were all blown away by that. And then he goes out and has like one of the biggest broad jumps ever, one of the highest verticals ever, one of the, everything measurable you want to, it's all there. So yeah, he's great thing to see for him, and obviously very happy for him as a local kid. He has made whatever money he was going to make, he upped the number last night. We can say that for sure.
He had 2 missed tackles all year as an on-ball linebacker. I was
going to say, it had to be in the single digits, right? Like it's insane how good he was. And yes, NFL teams will be taking note of that. So speaking of money, this is from Awful Announcing. Are you aware, who would you say is one of the biggest networks that broadcast NFL games? First name that comes to mind of all the networks. Fox. There you go. That's the one I was thinking of too.
NBC.
You guys are just on the same wavelength today.
Yeah.
You said
Fox.
NBC?
No,
because you guys both were thinking Fox.
Fox is who I was talking about.
You guys were both
what's the injury music?
Yeah. It's one of the greatest contributions to the game. It's sad, but when you hear it, it's just, we'll be back in a moment. You're just like, oh, man, it's time to go pee. That's what I think. It's like time to go get some food, go take a break. It's going to be a few minutes. I don't want to see please don't show the highlight when you come back with the guy. I don't want to see a floppy leg or an elbow out of joint. Don't need to see that stuff. But yeah, so we know Fox is obviously one of the biggest broadcasters of NFL football. Here's the problem. According to the various financial houses that monitor this stuff, Bank of America being one of them, they downgraded Fox's financial business from a buy rating to an underperform rating. And part of it has to do with the NFL. Apparently, unlike all the other major broadcasters of NFL football, like NBC has Peacock, right? CBS has Paramount Plus. These networks have gone all in on we're going to have digital content. Mm-hmm. We're going to build these apps. You're going to have to pay for it. Fox has largely said, no, we're going to stick to live on-air content. We're not going to make a billion shows that we're going to put on these apps. We're just going to stick to broadcasting big events, sporting events specifically. The problem is they're saying now the NFL wants to reopen their television negotiations. They want to redo their deal again because they know everyone will pay more. But the problem is only Fox, of all those major networks, they're the only ones that have most of their financial, future tied up in the NFL. The other networks have the apps that they think will help bring them money as well. Mm-hmm. They are mostly in on live sports, and obviously the NFL is the biggest product of that. Bank of America and other financial institutions who are looking at Fox now are saying if the NFL goes to 1.5 to 2 times is what they're expecting, the amounts will be that they will ask for, the current deal, they will want 1.5 to 2 times more than what they're currently asking for. And most of these networks will pay it. But most of these networks, what they're going to do is they're going to put they're going to put those NFL games, more of them, behind a paywall. Apple wants to get involved. They want to get a bigger suite of games. Netflix wants to get NFL games more than they have, right? So the point is they're saying Fox is the only one of these networks that may struggle to afford the same number of NFL games. So the way they think Fox is going to make this work from a business standpoint is Fox is going to say, hey, we still want to broadcast our 4 o'clock game and our 1 o'clock game and all that stuff, but maybe we won't have as many playoff games. Maybe we will give up a weekend or two where, I don't know, Apple can bid on having those games instead of Fox for a couple weekends. So they'll still have the majority of the NFL games, but some of those games, now the NFL will turn those into packages that will probably end up on digital streaming sites.
Why can't we come up with an app that gets all your subscriptions in one so you can just turn the channel and you ain't got to flip back and forth?
We had it. It's called cable.
We did. That's one of those. Yes, it is one of those things where it's it's like if everybody went to Roombas and then people said, you know what, though, the Roombas can't tell when there's dog poo on the carpet and smears it everywhere. If only I could control the vacuum. It's like, well, we made that. We have them. You can go get a vacuum that you just push around. We've a lot of us opted into now this system where everything's on an app, everything's on 18 different subscription sites, and you're paying more than you ever have. Just the bottom line from what I just said, I know that can all sound very boring, but the bottom line is this. If something doesn't change with the amount of money that the NFL is probably going to seek, and if Fox doesn't meet that number, more of your NFL games are going to end up with other platforms. And some of those will be on NBC, and they'll keep them on broadcast television. But some of them will end up on Netflix or Apple or somewhere else that you have to pay money, if you don't already, to have that service. So the NFL is the only league in the world that I think can sustain doing more of that, and it will still work for them because they've just been impervious to all the other business fluctuations. But bottom line is, I think it's bad when we have all these games behind a paywall. And there's a part of me, the little bit of a hot take I guess I'm going to throw out here. There's a part of me that kind of says, I want the NFL to fail a little bit in that way.
Wow.
Not like I want the NFL to suck, but what I'm saying is the NFL can literally look at you tomorrow and say, we're raising ticket prices by 200% at every NFL stadium. They will sell out those games. right? Like, they can say we're going to charge double for jerseys. They will still sell jerseys. They can say we're going to put more commercials in than ever. They will still kill the ratings. At some point,
how much is an NFL jersey? You think? Hold on, ain't it like one?
Fanatics, it's like it's
like
insane.
$150.
That would be my guess.
I think.
So
it's,
you think
I think
somebody
it's more
would
than
pay
that?
$300 for a jersey?
Go look up what an NFL jersey costs on Fanatics. I'm talking an authentic on the field because I'm with you that I think they shouldn't be more than $149.99. Right? That's what it should be. $149.99.
Myles Garrett jersey.
Yeah, I'm with the Vapor Light, whatever.
$129.99.
Okay, and that's probably for the cheapest press-on.
Yeah, I'm asking for the on-field one is what I'm talking about.
Those have always been more. But I mean,
I'm saying the cheap replica one should be like $80.
Yeah,
and then the
175.
I'm just saying it might be in our best interest as NFL fans for them to not just print money all the time because they will keep parceling off little pieces and charge you more and make the experience worse because we'll all follow it and we'll all do it. At some point, I wish the NFL would say, no, we're not going to put games on Netflix. Sorry. No, we're not going to move them over to Apple. But the almighty dollar rules everything.
Do your part, Bone, and stop watching the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. None of us are going to until something changes. I don't know what that is. By the way, NFL, speaking of them, team grades for the players are out, despite the NFL owners whining and getting a court to stop them from being released. We now know what they are. We will tell you about them next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Friday. Just one crash we're watching right now. 71 northbound. We've got the right lane blocked off just past Greenlawn Avenue. Expect some delays coming into downtown as you make your way on 71 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Save big money on everything for your next bathroom project now at Menards. Upgrade your bathroom with Max. With more than 1,000 showers, bathtubs, and surrounds, you're sure to find exactly what you need to add luxury and style to your bathroom. Save big on our entire selection of Max bathroom products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like an estate planner.
Per the contents of the will, all assets go to, what does that say? Ragutataya Yaminayat. Yeah, I don't know. I was in a weird place when I wrote this.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Hey, folks, it's Berm here from 97.1 The Fans, Austin and Berm Show. Last week, I was on the road visiting a recruit, and I saw one of my old fast food favorites on the side of the road, and was hungry for lunch, and I thought to myself, this place used to just call my name. And I thought, hey, why not stop in and have some? I'm on maintenance right now with Awaken 180, and I'm allowed to eat it. So I pulled in, I ordered the usual, I sat there and unwrapped it in the restaurant, and I was so excited. And then halfway through it, I thought, why am I eating this? And it wasn't even in a guilty way. It was more confusion because it didn't taste like I remembered. It didn't hit like it used to. I wasn't craving it anymore, and I really wasn't excited about it. And I just kind of stopped wanting it, and that's when it clicked. Awaken 180 didn't just help me drop 35 pounds. It changed how I look at food. I'm 3 weeks into maintenance, and I haven't put a pound of that 35 back on, and I finally understand what works for me. It's not about I can't. It's about not wanting it the same way anymore. I'm not craving the bad. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Columbus Blue Jackets were finally back in action after a long Olympic break. They were in Boston taking on the Bruins, but fell 4-2. The Jackets will return home and host the New York Islanders tomorrow night. Coverage starts at 5:30 right here on The Fan. Spring training baseball for both Ohio MLB teams yesterday. The Reds beat the Padres 11-10, while the Guardians lost to the Mariners 8-7. And the Ohio State Buckeyes tournament hopes are on the line this weekend when they face Purdue Sunday at the Shot. Coverage starts at 12:30 right here on The Fan. This update was sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats has a good deal waiting for you at Old Bag of Nails. Get a buy one, get one free deal burgers on the app. Terms apply. See app for details. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Remember the first time that you failed in the bedroom? I know I do. That was actually in college, too, so don't let age make you think that you got to be old for this to happen. It happens to the best of us. You know, the first time it's a laugh. The second time you start getting concerned, go see my people at Tri-State Men's Health because they got treatments when the pills and the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some of them treatments can have you last an hour or more. That's a better comeback than Michael Jordan coming back to the Bulls. You got 2 locations located in Columbus. One is in Hilliard, the other one's in Westerville. If ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to the sex, intimacy, and love that brings you closer together. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. The cost of the appointment is only $99. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. So call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com. Having sex.
By the way, I look forward to this every year. The NFL players putting out their report cards on the NFL owners.
Well, kiss it goodbye.
No, I don't have to. It's out. Did you see this?
I sure did.
It's all posted. It's all posted because here's what happened.
Poor Browns is what I said.
We'll get there in a moment. Here's what happened if you've not tracked this story. The NFL owners, specifically, I know one of them was Woody Johnson, the chairman of the Jets. Yes. He was one of the people who complained about this because he got a terrible rating last year. He got like a D or D minus or something. And so he called the survey totally bogus and said it violates the collective bargaining agreement. He said he took issue with how they collected information, who they collected it from. He said he said it's not fair, it's not balanced, it's not every player, it's not even representative of the players, the survey. I just want to point out to you that last year's survey that he was referring to, because by the way, the NFL took that and went to court over it.
Where did they rank at that? Do you know?
Last year?
Yeah.
One of the worst organizations in the NFL.
Okay.
But he said last year, oh, well, you know what? This isn't representative of all the players. Do you know how many players took the survey last year?
300.
1,695 players took the survey last year, okay? Do you know? I just want you to understand. So 1,695 players took the survey last year. This will show you how BS the NFL's argument
mad
is.
They wasn't doing this when I was playing.
Do you know, Tyvis, how many players there are in the NFL?
Let's see. There's 53 plus.
Well, see, this is what I did. If you multiply 53-man roster,
that's not enough,
times 32 teams, do you know what the number is? 1,696. So I don't know if it's every player in the NFL, but it's damn sure the majority of them took this survey last year, and they said what they said. Okay, so that's the backstory. The NFL went to court, and there was some legalese thing where it was like, well, technically in the CBA, you guys agreed to work stuff out behind closed doors, so the players aren't technically allowed to release this through the union officially, and that's what the NFL wants. However,
so the NFLPA can't release it.
And they didn't.
But
this player, an individual player can go call up a reporter and be like, here's the survey. It's all right here, which is what they did.
Which is,
still what's going on.
Her name is Kaylor
from ESPN. She has this, and you can go look it all up. If you go to NFL or go to ESPN.com right there, they're all posted.
Oh, the pettiness. I love
exactly
it.
Right. What this court ruling allows is the NFL. They've already done this, right? Multiple owners have come out. The NFL spokesman has said, like, hey, we don't comment on this stuff. This is all unofficial. This isn't representative of every player. That's what they want, is to be able to say, this is not real. These survey results are skewed. Don't believe what you read. But I can believe whatever I want.
The Browns was make me laugh, boy.
I can believe what I want to read. Well, let's start with the Browns. They overall, out of 32 teams, their overall rank was 30th. Treatment of families, they got a D-. Now, home field, they said got a B-. This actually, I think, refers to the playing surface, not the
field,
stadium
the
environment.
actual field.
Yeah, right. Food, dining area, all that, got a D+. Nutritionist,
it's
got
so
a
funny
C+.
because, like, I played for the Browns, so, like, I'm picturing all of this, and I'm like, okay.
Locker room got an F. They said the strength and position coaches were pretty good. They all got B's or B+. Training staff got C's. Offensive coordinator got a D+. Defensive coordinator, A-. Jim Schwartz, right?
Yeah.
And who was the offensive coordinator? Was what's his face? It tied his
Tommy Rees.
Tommy Rees. There you go.
He was a first-time offensive coordinator, so yeah.
Special teams coordinator got a D. Should have got a
F.
What is it called? Incomplete is what he should, like, just not even, didn't show up. Absent. Bad. Bubba Ventrone.
That's
Thank God the
surprising.
Rams side.
He was the most sought after special teams coordinator.
Right. All the work that was put into, like, pumping up his resume this offseason. I don't get that. They had team travels D-. Kevin Stefanski, one of the lowest rated head coaches, at a C-. Because the players famously don't give the coaches, like, a lot of crap. So most of the coaches get A's and B's, but I think he was one of the, like, 4 coaches that got a C or C-.
That's funny.
Yeah. GM got a C. Team ownership got a C. So overall ranking 30th for the Browns. Now on to the Bengals. Just to compare head coaches, right? I just told you that, like, Kevin Stefanski got a C-. Zach Taylor got an A-.
Hey.
Rated in there.
That's why he's the longest tenured coach in the AFC North, baby.
I saw him have the interview clip that they asked him about that at the Combine, and he literally had the same reaction of everybody else and goes, well, how the hell did this happen? I didn't know how that's weird. He said it's awkward for him. I'm pretty sure was the word he used. Bengals they were ranked 28th out of 32 teams in the report card. They got an F-. The minus is petty. They got an F- in treatment of families, which we've heard is like a problem for them.
Yeah.
They also got an F in food and dining. They got an F in nutrition. They got D's in home field as far as, like, the playing surface, and a D+ in team ownership. So the Brown family getting one of the lowest marks that you'll see there. They also gave
They did everything else good, though.
They gave Duke Tobin a C. The general manager, even though he's not technically called the general manager, he is the general manager. That's what his function is. They gave him a C. But yeah, locker room, training staff, weight room, all A's. Strength coaches, A. Position coaches got A's and B's. Team travel was not great with a C. But the Bengals organization overall, it's really how they treat families and what they feed them. Those are, like, the worst aspects of the Bengals, apparently. But yeah, Any other teams you want to know about here? Because, I mean, we got all 32 of them.
Who won the Super Seahawks?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Hey, this should come as no shock. I looked them up, and it'll take me a second to scroll down. But
Didn't
here you go.
Seahawks release you twice?
They did. That's right. Thank you, Rothman. Seahawks.
Dylan, hilarious. For that.
Seahawks overall ranking out of 32 teams, 4th. They were the only thing they got dinged on badly was the playing surface. They're at Lumen Field. Is that what they call it now?
Yeah.
They got an F.
What was it when I was there?
Wasn't
the Oracle, maybe? No,
maybe.
It wasn't the Oracle.
I don't remember what it was.
I don't
Anyway,
remember either.
Who cares? They're not paying for it. Let them. Need to get
CenturyLink. That was
yes,
the name.
yes,
that's
yes,
right. That
yes.
was, yeah.
And their terrible internet.
That's right. So an F for home field, but otherwise the Seahawks got all A's pretty much. Head coach got an A. Coordinators all got A's. Strength coaches, training room, locker room, all A's and B's. So. Yeah, they even treat the families well. Ownership got an A.
Pittsburgh was dead last.
Well, that was what I wanted to tell you. That Pittsburgh got lit up in this thing. They got lit up last year, too. But treatment of families, F. Home field, F. Locker room.
No, F minus.
F minus, I'm sorry, right. F minus for the locker room. Team travel got an F.
The head coach that stepped down got an A.
That's you saw how broken up everybody was when he said he was leaving.
Did they do that for Kevin?
No. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I'm gonna guess no. But yeah, the Steelers get all the time. Like, can we at least get Jim Nantz to acknowledge this when he goes on? Because every time it feels like a national broadcaster, Nantz does it more than most, but a lot of them do it, where it's the Steelers do this because the Steelers are just the greatest organization in football and they do things the right way. Not according to the people who work there. Clearly not. They're as bad as anybody else in the NFL. Dead last in these rankings, Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's time for a reckoning there. They have to acknowledge what's going on.
I'm shocked that the Dolphins was one. That caught me off guard.
As they do well. As far as all the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Everything is great.
Yeah, apparently, except for when you watch them play football. That part is not great. The other team in the Super Bowl, I just thought I'd bring this up since he's a former Buckeye. Mike Vrabel got an A.
Of course he did.
The Patriots did well in most regards. They ended up, actually, I guess I shouldn't say they did well. They got 26th overall, so
they
much
team
different than what
travel was an F, game field D, and food and dining area D+.
Almost all of these, not all of them, the Steelers field is crappy, but almost all the other fields are all artificial turf. They got bad ratings, so just something to keep an eye on there. All right, we'll talk a little Jackets hockey. Jackets lose in Beantown last night. How can they bounce back and rebound? Tomorrow against the Islanders at home, we'll talk with Jeff Swoboda, the Jackets insider, next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are tracking a couple issues. The first on 70 westbound, just past 33. The right shoulder is blocked off there. Also have a crash on 71 northbound coming into downtown. The right lane is blocked off right near Greenlawn Avenue. And then drivers on the east side, you'll run into crews off of East Broad Street right at McNaughton as they clear up a crash on the east side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you a question. Has the insulation in your windows failed? How would you know? Well, one way to tell is if you're running the heat this winter way more often than you normally do. That could be a sign that insulation has failed and you need new windows. Talk to the pros at Window Nation to find out what they can do to help. In fact, they've got a great deal going now. You can get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And as an added benefit, you'll get an extra 10% off for the rest of the month. Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient, you actually save money on your utility bills. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you won't have to live with broken windows again. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale and get an extra 10% off for the rest of the month. You already know. Go to windownation.com now for a free consultation. That's windownation.com.
Germain Honda of Dublin cares about your vehicle and your time, and they do that with same-day service with no appointment necessary. Sell them your vehicle at their buying center and get paid as soon as the same day. Shop great lease and finance offers on all the Honda favorites, like the Passport, the Odyssey, and the redesigned Pilot. Service it, sell it, or drive something new. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
It's Skyway time at Skyline Chili. Come get your Skyline 3, 4, or 5-way with 50% extra cheese at no extra charge. Regular and large ways only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Thanks to your support, the nonprofits VetTix and First Tix have given away tens of millions of tickets and counting to vets currently serving military, the immediate family of troops killed in action, and our brave current and former first responders. These tickets are a meaningful way to say thank you to America's heroes. And now we want you to be part of the mission. Got extra tickets to concerts, games, or special events? Or want to see if you qualify? We want you to go to vettix.org and firsttix.org today. Give something to those who gave.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
This is National Public Schools Week, and Ohio's educators are proud to serve the 1.6 million public school students in our state. We know the power of public schools firsthand. We believe in the promise of providing high-quality education to everyone. To our public school educators, students, and families, thank you.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Registration for the Fan 5K is now open. Join your favorite personalities June 20th at Otterbein University. The Fan 5K features a medal, t-shirt, free race photos, and a post-race party.
Get your spot today at 971therace.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Might see a few spots with patchy fog, otherwise partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 20s and 30s to kick off the day. A beautiful Friday ahead. Get out and enjoy it with lots of sunshine building in. Breezy winds and highs in the upper 50s to right around 60. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s. And for Saturday, get ready for another gorgeous spring-like day with mostly sunny skies and highs in the mid to upper 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. T-Bone and Tyvis present Talking Jackets. Talking Jackets.
A score! A turnover by the Islanders and Adam Fantilli. One more time. Puts it in the net.
Your look inside the world of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Every Friday, we talk to our guy, Jackets Insider, the Jackets Insider, Jeff Svoboda, on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Jeff, tough way to start off with the 3-week break, but Jackets lose in Boston 4-2. It was a closer game. Obviously, they got the empty netter at the end, but Korpisalo makes 36 saves in that game, and it doesn't seem just kind of, there's like always something with this franchise where not only do they lose, but there's like someone from the team involved in it. Sean Corrali getting involved last night as well, but Yeah, tough one to start it off, but they've got a chance to redeem themselves tomorrow night at home.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It does feel like that's one of those things that it's always someone that you know. And, it was, before the game yesterday, it was cool to go into the Bruins locker room and see, the Sport Casala and see Sean Corrali, former Blue Jackets, excited to see them. And then the way they played last night, they're probably the difference makers in that game. So it just seems like it always works out that way. You always joke about, when you're playing a team and you've got somebody from that had played for that team on it, it's always like a game situation. And unfortunately, the Bruins, took advantage of that last night. But, the way the Jackets played, Rick Bowness said if they keep playing like that, if they have that kind of style of play, bring that effort, bring that competitiveness for 60 minutes, they're going to win more games than they're going to lose. And so you just kind of, you get goalies a little bit, and you just have to bring back that same effort, that same style of play against the Islanders on Saturday night. And if you do that, you have to shoot most teams, by 40, 23 or whatever it was. You're probably going to win a lot of games. So that's what they'll try to do against the Islanders and try to keep doing that.
Jeff, when you look at this game Saturday against the Islanders, if they were to, let's say they dropped that game, would you think that would make them more enticing to make trades? Because I know that deadline's coming up soon.
Yeah, these two games coming out of the break are huge as far as where the Blue Jackets are in the standings. They're now 6 points back after last night with 25 to go, which is not ideal, but it's what happens when these are 4-point games basically when you're playing the teams right in front of you, and that's the same thing with the Islanders as it was the Bruins. I think it's not necessarily a decision maker if you lose on Saturday night. You obviously hope you don't, but I still think if they come back out of after that game and are able to win the 3 going into the trade deadline next Friday, they would probably still want to be in it. If you're 0-5 in the first 5 coming out of the break, then that maybe pushes you into a situation where you really have to consider making some deals with the UFAs if you end up being 10 points back or whatever it might be. But if you could just stay in the mix, then you feel like you want to keep this group together and give it a chance. At least that's what Don Waddell has said. So, they're not quite must-wins yet, but they're getting to be pretty big ones. But, unless it's really, really a struggle in these next couple, I still think they're going to try to keep this group together and make a run here down the stretch and try to see what this group can do.
Jeff, we're going to try to reconnect because the audio is a little rough right now. I'm not sure what's going on with the microphone situation, but we'll bring you back in a second. We can just call you on the phone too. But yeah, we'll get that sorted out. We'll get Sabota back here in a moment because I was having a little trouble understanding that. But yeah, for the most part, this is a team that clearly it's one game. It's not like it's the end of the world, right? We talked about this earlier, Tyvis. No one's hitting the panic button over one game, but it's how they respond to this is what's going to matter, right?
Yeah. I mean, because the thing is, we even talking to Bones about it, like this is playoff hockey. Like that's just where we are right now. And obviously you wanted them to win that game, obviously to move up because they are directly above you, but so are the Islanders. So to me, I think Dylan pointed it out right. If you, with all of the excitement, with that crowd being there, with it being a home game, if you can't get it done in that setting, then there's no more motivation you could possibly need.
And I mean, look, these guys are all pros. It's a long season, of course, but I know they've been chomping at the bit to get back. And they did start off getting the first goal, which was good to see. Jeff Sabota is back on the phone now. Sorry about that, Jeff. I just wanted to get the right info out there, and it was a little tough to understand. I don't know what was going on with the microphone situation, but we got you back. Tomorrow night, I would presume plenty of celebrations planned, given the fact that the gold medalist is coming back for his first home game, right, with Zach Werenski?
Yeah, absolutely. And, it looks like it's going to be a sellout, so it should be great. Yeah, you have Zach coming back, and it was actually cool that they did that in Boston last night as well, where during the first TV timeout, they kind of showed all the Olympians on the video board in Boston, and they showed Z, and he got up and kind of acknowledged the crowd and kind of gave some fist pumps, which was good. So, we'll expect a similar kind of thing in Nationwide Arena on tomorrow night. I keep forgetting Saturday's tomorrow at this point. Geez, time flies. Yeah. But
I know, I'm in the same boat. I was like, oh, yeah, tomorrow is Saturday. It just feels like we've been head down on all this stuff, waiting for the Jackets to get back, and now we're already to the weekend. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it should be a pretty fun one in Nationwide, and especially, between the way the Jackets were playing going into the break there, and then, just how exciting it was to see Team USA, in the hockey, the women's gold and then the men's, and Zach Werenski being part of the latter. And really cool to see the excitement, I think, for hockey coming down the stretch here. And so, I would expect tomorrow night to be a fun one in Nationwide Arena, and the fifth line should be out in full force.
Jeff, tell me about the Islanders. Who is it that I should be looking out for? Who is it that they need to game plan against? What makes them so good this year?
Yeah. Probably the biggest thing is been Matthew Schaefer, who was the number 1 overall pick in this summer's NHL draft. And, he comes in as an 18-year-old defenseman, and he was almost on Team Canada's Olympic team, which is crazy given his youth, an NHL rookie, especially at that position, how hard it is to be a defenseman in the NHL, all the variables that are at play and how fast the game is. For him to come in at 18 and be already thought of as one of the best defensemen in the NHL is pretty impressive. And he's, I believe he had a game back in November against the Jackets where he had 2 goals. So we've already seen how good he can be. But it just seems like he's kind of a straw that serves the drink guy for the Islanders. There weren't really high expectations on this team coming into the season, and they've been able to put themselves right in the race, right in the hunt here. They don't score a ton of goals, but they get good goaltending, and they just kind of find ways to win. So if you're the Jackets, this is a game where you have to be patient. You have to stick it out. You're probably, you're not going to likely score 5 or 6 in this one. So it's going to be one of those classic down the stretch games where it's probably going to be low scoring. It's probably going to be back and forth, and you're probably going to have to stick with it and not get frustrated, win special teams, and try to do all those little things you have to do to win games down the stretch in the NHL.
Jeff Svoboda, the Jackets insider, joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. It's hard to move on to like the bigger picture stuff here, but I guess we should also mention it. We're 1 week away from the NHL trade deadline. Next Friday, March 6th, is the trade deadline. Jackets, clearly, I would say, given what happened since Bones has been here, that's probably affected how the front office is looking at this trade deadline. But do you think there's anything that happens between now and next week that affects the plan for the trade deadline, if that makes sense, right? Do you think most of the hay is in the barn on that, given this team has put themselves in a playoff contention position? Or if something like, I don't know, let's say they win these next few games, does that mean maybe the Jackets get a little more active to add? Or if they lose some games, would that make the Jackets more likely to possibly move on from some guys? Or do you think that's already kind of been decided?
Yeah, in talking to General Manager Don Waddell during the Olympic break, I mean, the plan was to keep this group together and make a run because of the way that they have played, in the first, 11 games under Rick Bowness before the break, putting themselves right back in the mix for a playoff spot. They played themselves into deserving an opportunity to try to keep this together and maybe even add a little bit. I don't know, especially with, they've got 4 guys who are free agents to be that are very big parts of their team. So, adding more rental players is kind of not really what they want to do. But I think they would, outside of going 0-5 in the 5 games before the break or before the deadline coming out of the break, that they want to keep this together and make a run at it. So I think the decision, unless things really go haywire, is to try to keep this group together, is to maybe, if the right move is out there and you could get someone with term with a longer contract, you would maybe try to bring them in. But, if you do go 0-4, which you're in these next 4 before the deadline next Friday, which you hope does not happen, and you're 10 points back or whatever the number might be, then you maybe have to really look at it and say, okay, never mind then. We're in a tough spot. We've got to change our plan. But if they can win, 2 or 3 of these next 4 games, I think they feel like they've got a team that they want to keep together and go for it. So a little bit will depend on what happens in these next couple, but it would really have to be a rough start here for them to really change what they want to do and maybe not make a move here to go for it. So we shall see.
Great info as always. That is why he is the Jackets insider, Jeff Svoboda, joining us in the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Thanks for the time, Jeff. Have a great weekend, all right? And we'll hopefully tomorrow get a big win down there nationwide.
Indeed. Sounds good, guys. Talk to you soon.
There you go. Jeff Svoboda every Friday right here on The Fan. 2 minutes away. Is Jake Diebler on the hot seat? Sounds like it, at least from one national writer. We'll let you know about that in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. A couple issues we're watching. First, on 71 northbound, just past Green Lawn Avenue, we do have the right shoulder blocked off. 70 westbound, also tracking a crash near 33. The right shoulder blocked off as you head westbound on 70. And then drivers out in Reynoldsburg, we do have a crash on East Broad Street, right at McNaughton Road. That crews are clearing out right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This weekend, I'm inviting you behind the scenes. Stop by our open house at Rosati Windows and see why we are the #1 replacement window company in Central Ohio. Visit our showroom and meet the people who stand behind our reputation. Then tour our factory and see all that goes into manufacturing our top-rated window. Visit this weekend and save 35% on windows ordered by March 31st. We're easy to find at 4200 Roberts Road, just east of 270.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Happy Friday to you. According to Meredith, it should be a very nice day out there. 50s and sunny. So, I'm breaking out the shorts.
Oh,
and the crop top. Absolutely.
Who is Ryan Baker?
I was going to say, what does Baker strip down to once it gets warmer? Because he already wears shorts year round.
He wears shorts when it's 20 degrees out. So I guess when we get to the 90s, it'll just be thongs. I don't know what it'll be.
We're going to see him in a tank top.
Is it hot in there?
Yes.
It's always hot in that studio?
Yeah.
I'm like, if he was in this one, there's no way he'd wear that short and T-shirt.
For those who don't watch on the YouTube channel, you may not know this, our producers or the guys who are sitting in the producer chair, they are in a different studio than the hosts are. But we can see each other through a window. But yeah, in here, Tyvis and I are usually, if anything, we're chilly.
Yes.
And in the producer studio, often the producers are blazing hot. Sometimes they have a fan on in there. And the rooms are literally next door to each other. It's
which problem
doesn't make any sense.
Which problem would you rather have?
Oh, I'd rather be hot. I don't want to be cold. I hate being cold. Which, Dylan, I'm guessing you don't mind as much because don't you keep your house at 79 degrees or something?
Not
craziness?
79. I've since bumped it down to 70.
Okay.
So I don't pay gas. I only pay electric, but my electric bill was $383 this month.
What is it normally, just for comparative purposes?
Whoop-de-doo. I wish my bill was there.
I have a 2-bedroom condo. You have a mansion in Tangi, Lewis Center area.
I wish that was actually. I'm not one of the people that ever really wanted a huge house. That's.
Well, you know what? I'm not either, but we ended up having 3 kids, so we have to have a house that has enough room for everybody, I'm told. So, yeah, I'm with you, though. I would rather have, less space for less clutter to
you don't want to
get into.
All of it. So.
Yeah, exactly. There's that, too.
Just have your 3 girls all share a room, T-Bone.
That'll yeah, I think we would just, I don't know if I could do the show if I had that out, because it would just be nonstop refereeing the entire time. All right, so Jake Diebler, is he on the hot seat? We don't think so around here. I mean, we talked, and I'll play you the audio in a second. We talked with Adam Jardy about this yesterday. He didn't seem to be of that opinion, but Jeff Borzello from ESPN, he does this thing called the Men's College Basketball Coaching Carousel Guide, where he is looking at the jobs. Every week he updates this, or every so often he updates it with jobs that are currently open, jobs that he thinks could come open, and then who might fill those roles, if so, who's interested in them, that kind of thing. He put the Ohio State Buckeye job as jobs that could open, which I think is the first time he's had that on the list. He said only 2 years into Jake Diebler's tenure in Columbus, but the Buckeyes are squarely on the cut line for the tournament. They don't hear their name on Selection Sunday. That'll be 2 years without a tournament appearance for Diebler, 4 years for the program as a whole. Latest word out of Columbus is he's probably safe for another season, but that could depend on what happens over the next 3 weeks. The school would be on the hook for just over $3 million for the buyout.
What doesn't help Jake's cause is the fact that
there's a guy in the morning show who constantly rips him whenever he loses. No?
Sure, but let's just say that definitely doesn't help. That definitely doesn't help. Though, I was going to say, in some of these losses, like the way that they lose, the body language of the players, the quote unquote, they quit. Like, you can't have that type of thing happening under your watch.
No.
You know, it's 2 times this year that people would say that they quit in the game, and that was the second time they played the Wolverines and then Iowa. And that, to me, like, that's like your team giving up on you. Like, no matter how bad the loss might be, like, you want guys to go out there and play as hard as they can, because it tells fans and it tells people that's looking at the team like, oh, it was just a bad night. You know, it was like, did you see St. John's loss?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they missed 24 straight.
24 shots in a row. Was that against UConn?
They didn't quit, though.
No, they didn't quit. They kept shooting. They kept shooting. It wasn't, it was. Yeah, man. No, but that's.
It was like the worst loss in the Rick Pitino era.
I've never seen this one with 24 straight missed shots. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, but you know what, though? When I had that rant a few weeks ago that went viral because I was saying, don't root for this team to get in the tournament, everyone got mad, or some people got mad.
You might get your wish.
Oh, well, here's the thing,
more likely he's getting his wish.
Well, here's the thing, though.
They could be Purdue. They've done it the past 2 years.
Sure, they could. That's absolutely right. Sunday at 1:30, all the coverage here starting at 12:30. But my whole point with that,
company man,
I do what I can. But when Michigan came into town, it was a day or two after that was when I went on that rant, because the team quit in that game. Well, and I said,
you didn't go on the rant.
If this is what we're going to have.
When they lost to Iowa, they quit in that game.
I mean, I think I already said my piece, but if you want me, I can fire it back up again.
He was too tired.
The lunatic fringe was looking at you with the side eye.
Hey, you know that I'm lunatic fringe on football, and I am one of the biggest vocalists, most lunatic fringe on basketball. But that's because, like, here's the thing that bugs me. I saw a bunch of people yesterday, in the last 36 hours or so after the Buckeyes lost to Iowa, a bunch of people who didn't watch the game, who only care about football, who posted and said, well, spring football starts up next month. Yay. And they're just like, that's where a lot of Buckeye fans are who just watch football. And I get that. That's fine. Basketball's like a distraction for you. If they're good, great. If they're not, who cares? But for those of us who are actual basketball fans, I want this team to be successful long term. I want to get back to where they were under Thad Matta. So I need to see something different happening from a recruiting standpoint, from a transfer portal standpoint, from a give a crap standpoint, from the donors, all that stuff. I need that to change around here. And I want to see this team get back to where it was. I don't think that's happening under the current regime. That's just my opinion. However, we talked to Adam Jardy yesterday and asked him, I said, Ross Bjork has made it clear that he wants this program to be in the tournament and make a deep run. I asked Adam Jardy, does he think there would be consequences if that doesn't happen this year? Here's what he said.
I think that my read on the situation right now, and what I understand from talking to people, is that the people who make these decisions and the people who are in charge of stewarding the program and all of that, they understand the resources that are available, and they understand what sort of playbook they've given the program to work with. And I do think that when you are handing a first-time coach a program and not putting him in a competitive enough situation compared to the rest of his league, and expecting an inexperienced coach to necessarily take that and just go run with it and compete at the top of the conference or whatever, it's a tall ask. So my understanding is that, the people that are in charge of these decisions, the people that are overseeing all this, they know what they're really working with behind the scenes. And I don't really get the sense that there's frustration that, that everyone would like things to be better, but I don't get the sense that that is brewing for something bigger, if you catch my drift.
Yeah. So, ESPN basically saying Jake Diebler could be on the hot seat the guy who's as plugged in as anyone, and Adam Jardy, says probably not, based on the fact that they think the money is not. Like, I know what Adam's saying, and he's just telling me he's telling us what he is hearing, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't understand the excuses coming from some people around Ohio State who actually work there, who are saying, well, Jake Diebler has no resources. It's like, well, then give him some.
That's
what are we talking about? We
dove into this yesterday. It ain't that he don't got the resources. They allocating dollars to the wrong people. That's
you got players on the bench allegedly making $500,000 in NIL. Guys who are unplayable in the Big Ten. Like that, you cannot put them out there.
Unplayable.
Well, they're playing them.
They're playing by 20 to Iowa. You can play them and get blown out by Michigan at home and get let's go blue chance around the shot. Yes, you can play them. You can lose to Washington on the road if you play these guys. But
they haven't figured out.
There's resources that are being misallocated. That's my concern.
I think the problem is they haven't figured out quite how they need to construct their roster to be successful.
How many years are we going to give until we figure that out?
They've tried it two different ways these past 2 years, and both of them has not worked.
You know what we're hearing from Adam Jardy?
No.
That's what Adam Jardy is hearing. That's not what we're hearing from him. That's what Adam Jardy is hearing.
Okay,
let me frame that better.
Jardy is reporting what's happening, and what's happening around Ohio State basketball right now is a bunch of excuse making and loser talk. I agree with you on that 100%. Let's stop being losers at Ohio State basketball, okay? The men's basketball, women's basketball, we're there. Like they are a constant tournament team. They are a top 25 team every year. They are a no doubt. They're going to host again. They're going to host an NCAA first 2 rounds of NCAA tournament games most likely. That's where that program lives. The men's program barely. Please, computers, let us get in the tourney.
I mean, this ESPN article. It's wrong. We know that it is locally because we know he's not getting fired because it would require 2 things to happen. One, it would be that this administration would have to admit that they made the wrong call. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to do it because this was a long-term play when you hired Jake Diebler. This was he's going to learn. He has to learn how to be a head coach. So year 1, maybe even year 2 might be a little rough. So they can't just pull the plug, or they would have to admit that they were wrong about hiring him to begin with.
You know what, though? That's the best thing you can do in life. Admit that you're wrong and get it right. That's all.
Or you cannot be wrong.
Well, yes. Yes, Tyvis. Let's do that. Let's never be wrong again. I like it. Great plan. I'm with you. The draft is not until April when it comes to the NFL, but naturally, ESPN is trying to gin up some controversy about the number 1 overall pick. You will hear from someone who apparently does not watch college football coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we're watching a crash on East Broad Street on the east side, right at McNaughton Road. We've got crews clearing that out right now. Also on 70 westbound, just passing 33, we do have the right shoulder blocked off due to a crash. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Remember what sunshine feels like? Windows open, birds chirping, everything looking fresh and new? Spring is closer than you think, and so are those home projects on your to-do list. Maybe winter left its mark, a small leak that's getting bigger, shingles that didn't survive the snowstorms, or siding that's clearly seen better days. Whatever your home is facing, our team of professionals at Newman Roofing are here to help. For more than 34 years, Newman Roofing has been helping homeowners protect what matters most. From your first phone call, you'll notice the difference. Passionate and committed people who care about doing the job right. And with over 1,000 5-star Google reviews, you don't have to take our word for it. If your roof, siding, or gutters need attention, call the family company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof this spring, get a Newman roof.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths are us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Ah, college. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on a delicious roast. Right now, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roasts are on sale for only $6.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hi, it's Common Man.
And T-Bone.
Pizza Madness is coming for your face.
Yeah, the brackets will be revealed March 2nd.
Why can't I say it?
I don't know.
PizzaMadness.pizza to suggest your favorite pizza place.
It's all brought to you by Billiards Plus.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I was looking at the chat here, YouTube chat. You can go to YouTube, 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. Chris G in the chat, one of our regulars, he was talking about the Jackets, trade deadline stuff. They're a week out from that next Friday. He brought up, he said, trade Elvis, package him and trade him, get some idiot team to take him off our roster. I think we win if Jet starts at netminder. You're going to have to pry Elvis out of Rick Bonus's, hands because he loves him some Elvis. But
we also love Chris G. Elvis did not play bad last night.
No. But look, I
think people see 4 goals and they're like, oh, that's a lot.
It's not about no. I don't think it's that. I think the thing that's been nice about what's happened with Elvis, we were praying for something like this to happen in the offseason. Because what was the talk? The last 2 offseasons around here was like, no one wants Elvis. You can't trade that contract. He's terrible.
Right.
Now, Rick Bonus has resurrected this guy, made him look like a viable goaltender. If teams would pay for him anything, I would make the deal.
So you just want to treat him like a stock is what you're saying.
That's what you do,
right?
You have to trade when they're hot and get something in return. This team is trying to make the playoffs, and I know the answer, I'm sure, coming back will be it's great to have 2 goaltenders so you can always have someone who can go and you can play them off of each other, and that's all well and good, but I don't think anyone is under the delusion, as good as the Jackets have played under Rick Bonus, I don't think anyone is under the delusion that they are like the best roster in the NHL. God, all I have to hear about with the Ohio State basketball team is how they don't have the guys. You can't expect them to compete. This Jackets roster is not that deep. I mean, it's good. It's got good young talent. It's got players that need to continue to improve and develop. But, let's not kid ourselves that it's a Stanley Cup roster that's just been underutilized. They could always use more help. They could always use more assets. You're a franchise like the Jackets, you cannot sit idly and just pray that you get in as the 8th seed. You have to make moves. And sometimes that means taking a guy like Elvis who's playing well. And if you can get someone to take him on, go for it. If it's a contender who says we need a hot goaltender right now, I know last night wasn't his best game ever, but he certainly wasn't bad. Like, if you can trade the guy, I for sure would trade him.
Dang.
That's the heartless business of sports.
You want Elvis to leave the building.
I want to stop treating everything like it's a sentimental favorite and we've just got, this is our guy and we love him and we just win. That's what I want.
And win, baby.
Yeah. Not pushing a panic button, anything like that. I'm just pointing out.
Will you push a panic button if they lose to the Islanders?
Yes. That will be exactly.
Fire sale. Everything must go.
Fire the cannon sale. That's what This is Elvis leaving the building right now. They're going to shoot him right out of the cannon. Just like that. There you go. See you later. Winnipeg. Have fun. I don't know. He's not going to Winnipeg. That's where Connor Hellebuck is. I don't think they're trading him, right? But anyway.
Shoot him right out of the
Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Calm down. Just a comment from YouTube. All right, so I have some interesting comments from a guy who clearly does not watch college football, and this is the thing that happens around the draft every year. Is all the NFL people wander in to the thing that those of us who pay attention to college football have known for years. Like, we watch these guys, we watch these teams play, we see all the film, and then the NFL guys around like February, March, April start rolling in going, you know what? I got to tell you, I think this Sonny Styles guy, pretty good. It's like, yeah, thanks. We know. We've been aware. We've been watching him, but glad you finally found out. Here's another example of that. This was on, I think this was on Get Up, First Take, Sports, something yesterday, where Dan Orlovsky was talking about a tweet. He was defending a tweet he had that perhaps Fernando Mendoza is not the best quarterback in this draft.
Dio tweeted out, studying the first 5 games of Mendoza's tape, and it's not what I expected so far.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah, so I'm through 8 games now, and through 8 games, you see good, but there's a lot of underwhelming. I think there's a lot when you watch Mendoza's tape through 8 games, not all the way through, and I understand that his season finishes strong, but there's not a ton of big-time throws. There's a lot of clean pockets. There's a ton of RPOs and back shoulder fades, a ton of them, RPOs and back shoulder fades. And then there's moments where you see, like, okay, that first read's not there. He's spooked with his feet, and he becomes a runner unnecessarily. If you take away the RPOs and then those back shoulder fades, there's just not a ton of balls over the middle of the field. Very good decisions. I think that's his superpower is he avoids negative plays. But you're looking at a guy that's saying first pick, and I think through 8 games, Ty Simpson's tape from Alabama through the first 8 games of the season, I think is significantly more impressive than Fernando Mendoza.
So this is what I'll say.
Wait, I may have a soundbite for you that might help you out.
That's cat.
No?
This is what I'll say. No, because where he's see, Dan Orlovsky thinks he's slick, right? He tries to say things in a certain way to be able to go back later and be like, well, this is where I was right. Where he's correct at is he's saying, notice he keeps saying through 8 games. Ty Simpson, at a point in time, was the Heisman frontrunner, probably through the first 8 games.
Yeah.
He needs to go finish the season.
Yeah.
Go finish watching that tape. Go watch him in his last 3-4 games.
Go watch him against the defense that Fernando Mendoza went up against every day in practice.
Yeah.
Go see how he looked in that game.
To me, this is Dan just using smoke and mirrors to try to hype up Ty Simpson and, try to be different from everybody's mock draft. But he keeps emphasizing through 8 games because, yes, through 8 games, it was a point where I said, yeah, he's probably the Heisman front runner. Yeah. But then the rest of the season played out and Ty Simpson went off a cliff.
I completely agree with Tyvis. He wants to be able to, if Ty Simpson ends up being the better quarterback in this draft, he wants to be able to go back and say, Ty Simpson was the better quarterback. I said this, then he got hurt.
Yeah.
But he's the better quarterback in this draft, and I knew it all along. He's setting himself up for that. But he's also setting himself up to say, hey, I only said 8 games. But then after those 8 games, Fernando Mendoza went on a playoff run that rivals no playoff run in history, the only team to go 16-0, and he beat the Ohio State defense in that run, which some of us think is one of the best defenses that we've ever seen with our eyeballs.
Yeah.
But that wasn't in the first 8 games. That's not in that body of work.
That's the thing is, like, we all talk about how good this Ohio State defense is, and I don't want to say Fernando Mendoza, it didn't light it up by any stretch, but go roll on the tape, Dan, when you get there, because I know you watch no college football. Go roll on the tape where, was it Caden Curry that came off the edge, play 1 in the Big Ten championship game,
lit him up,
and knocked that guy into like 3 different time zones, and Fernando Mendoza had to come out of the game, and his brother had to come in. And I thought, this is over. Like, that's something that I would think. I don't know what it means about his ability to, like, throw over the middle. I don't know what it means about his ability to go out there and read every defense in the NFL. If you want someone, now he's a weirdo, but if you want someone who's a tough leader, who's also kind of weird, but he gets guys to buy in on him, Fernando Mendoza has got all that stuff too. So, like, it's almost like with Dan Orlovsky, I want film reviews from Dan Orlovsky where he's like, everyone says Titanic is a really sad movie, but I watched it and I see Jack and Rose just having a ball and he's drawing her naked and it's fun and it's this romantic movie. What's the downside of Titanic? And it's like, finish the movie. There's an ending where she leaves him hanging off a door and lets him freeze to death.
Pretty messed
There's
up.
that part.
Pretty messed up. She's a villain that nobody want to admit.
It's been 84 years.
They could have rotated, and she did want to.
Yeah, right. She could have dipped in the cold water, too, and they both could have died or something. I don't know. Like, that would have been more romantic than how it ended. Dan Orlovsky, welcome to college football. Please pay. I know his job is to watch the NFL, but how do these guys, it's not like we said, tell me the film on the obscure quarterback from Nicholls State or something. This is the guy who won the Heisman Trophy and the other guy who was one of the favorites, and you're like, I got to tell you, I actually think I've found something you guys didn't see. We've watched these guys for 5 months. Pay attention. Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. Speaking of guys we paid attention to, they made themselves some money last night. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Friday. Still watching a crash on East Broad Street right at McNaughton. We've got crews clearing that out on the east side right now. Also watching crews clear out an issue on 70 westbound. The right shoulder blocked off in those westbound lanes right at that 70-33 split. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. Why? You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. When that happens, your heat leaks out and the cold gets in. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. Act now and you'll get an extra 10% off for the rest of the month. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Schedule a quote now at windownation.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like an estate planner.
Per the contents of the will, all assets go to, what does that say? Ragu tataya yaminayat. Oh, I don't know. I was in a weird place when I wrote this.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
BMI Federal Credit Union is celebrating their 90th anniversary. As a thank you, they will be celebrating with monthly sweepstakes where 90 winners will win big. Visit bmifcu.org/90 years for more details.
Attention men, if you wake up and you feel like you got hit by a truck, if your waistband keeps creeping out, if your bedroom game is rated M for missing, you feel it, she notices it, and you're not alone. For many guys, this is ED and low testosterone. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic, powered by Men's Pro, comes in. We didn't copy men's health trends. We built a playbook since 2014. Labs in minutes, in-person care for better results, urology-backed science. A recent 54-year-old patient told us, I feel like I'm 30 again. He's crushing it at work and back in the gym, lifting like he did years ago. Oh, in his words, not mine. Fun is back in the bedroom. I feel like a beast. Another guy said, they treated me like a person, not a patient. I wish I came in sooner. We have treatments that work for over 92% of men, even when the pills fail. And this month, when you start a treatment plan, your first month is on us. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
With all that can go wrong in your home, it's enough to make you say, "Oh, brother." With Brothers Roofing and Construction, one call covers it all. Roofing, siding, rotting decks, bad chimneys. We take care of it all. And we do it right the first time.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
Teachers need tons of help.
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Columbus Blue Jackets were finally back in action after a long Olympic break. They were in Boston taking on the Bruins, but fell 4-2. The Jackets will return home and host the New York Islanders tomorrow night. Coverage starts at 5:30 right here on The Fan. Sonny Styles was the talk of the NFL Combine yesterday. He ran a 4.46 40 time and had a 43.5-inch vertical jump, the second best ever vertical jump for a linebacker in Combine history. The Ohio State Buckeyes tournament hopes are on the line this weekend when they face Purdue Sunday at the Shot. Coverage starts at 12:30 right here on The Fan. This update was sponsored by High Bank Distillery Co., locally inspired dishes and award-winning cocktails. Visit highbankco.com to make your reservation. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tyvis hates Girl Scout cookies.
I hate it.
And little girls. And America.
I hate.
Seriously, Tyvis, what the hell?
Okay, whatever this is, I already hate it.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, we talk a lot about in this studio, the temperature of the studio that we are in here at 97.1 The Fan. Some days it is super warm. Some days it is super chilly. Now, there are a variety of reasons for that in this studio, but one thing I cannot blame that on is the windows in this studio, because we have no windows in the studio. However, in your house, you presumably have some windows. And if you have noticed that you are running the heat a lot more than normal, and maybe you have noticed that you can sit by those windows and you feel some of the cold air coming in this winter, that could be because the insulation in your window has failed. And that is the thing that you can get some help from Window Nation. They can help you get new energy-efficient windows with great insulation at a great price. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale is going on right now. It's a great time to replace all the windows in your home. You can also get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years from Window Nation. They measure 3 times to ensure your windows fit exactly the way they should, so you won't have these issues in the future. Plus, they have, guaranteed their 50-point inspection before they leave the factory. Window Nation brings you a great product at a great price, and now an even better deal. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows free sale. It's going on now, though. Don't wait. Get your free estimate at windownation.com. You can schedule it right there. Just go to windownation.com.
I saw this yesterday, and I know how you feel about J.J. McCarthy.
Oh.
But I seen, Tom Pelissero was on Rich Eisen's show.
Okay.
And
he's Tom Pelissero's from NFL Network?
I believe so.
I think so.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure,
okay.
yes. He says Justin Jefferson still believes in J.J. McCarthy. I can tell you that factually, he still believes in him. So I saw that.
Okay.
And then later yesterday, I saw Anthony Richardson requested, the Colts give him permission to seek a trade.
Uh-huh.
And one of the teams
One of the teams what, Tyvis?
that want to talk to him.
Uh-huh.
Just so happens to be the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh.
Which is interesting because if you remember when the Vikings played the Colts, something happened in that game. I guess Anthony Richardson didn't have a good game, but you remember, Kevin O'Connell was the one that consoled him and said, hey, you're going to be a really good player in this. I believe in you. And it was a really, usually opposing coaches don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting to see that the Vikings reached out.
Yeah. Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? And I know this growing up as a kid. I don't know how you experienced this, but for me, I grew up as a kid loving Hamburger Helper. How do you feel about a Hamburger Helper? Do you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. See, I grew up loving it. It's great. Let's say, okay.
Yeah, it was cool.
We're going to get to you, Dylan.
It's not my best. It wasn't the best thing, but
Here's
that
my
was
point.
cool.
I had a bunch of friends of mine that were kids who were like, parents were like well-to-do. And when I would bring up that I loved Hamburger Helper, they would be like, ugh. How could you do? But for me, it's like we didn't go up with like chicken cordon bleu every night. We were like going out to restaurants and all. This was like good eating for us. This was like a very nice meal for us. We enjoyed. I'm not saying we were impoverished, but we weren't the richest family on the block. And what I'm saying is Hamburger Helper was good to me. But if you grew up eating like fine dining, I could see how you look down your nose at it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is if you are at a point in life where you look at Anthony Richardson as a quarterback option and go, you know what? That sounds good. You're living on some Hamburger Helper at quarterback is what I'm telling you. And you're not getting the steak at quarterback. And that's what J.J. McCarthy has done to Kevin O'Connell. That's what it's done to this man, is where he's now looking at a guy who has been a failure, who begged out of a game because he was tired. And you're saying, yeah, that'd be good for us. Maybe we can take him on.
I don't look at it like that.
I do.
I think that the thing with Anthony Richardson is people are so enamored, especially this is where coaches have a problem. Every coach feel like they can fix the player. Like, because if you would admit that if I can get Anthony Richardson to see the game how it's supposed to be seen, he's got all the size, the power, the strength, all of that to be a really good quarterback. Like you sitting on the next Josh Allen is what a lot of people actually a faster Josh Allen.
Well, from a measurable standpoint.
Correct.
Size, strength,
if I could get him to see the game properly and make the right decisions, you sitting on the next Josh Allen.
But how many and
players, every coach is going to look at him and say, I can do that. I can get
Not every coach.
Well, a lot of them will. A lot of them will.
Shane Steichen's not looking at him that way, is he?
He said you can keep him. You can take him.
That's what I mean.
Get him for the right price.
He's looking at it and saying, no, that's fine. You can get rid of him if you want to. So I think we also at least have to keep an open tab on the browser window of our brains when it comes to things we know about the NFL. Let's just keep a browser window open for maybe Kevin O'Connell is not the greatest quarterback guru in the world. Is that fair?
Why? Because he's struggling with
9?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that. Also, what is one of the reasons he got that put on him? Who was the guy before J.J. McCarthy that they had?
Sam Darnold.
Well, Sam Darnold has left. Sam Darnold has left the building, and suddenly they don't have 14 wins.
First of all,
Sam Darnold goes to another franchise and goes and wins a Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying he was the sole reason for it.
Let's clear this up right now. Sam Darnold didn't become Sam Darnold because Kevin O'Connell. Sam Darnold became Sam Darnold because of Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
Which he will tell you that he learned how to play quarterback in San Francisco.
That's fine.
Kevin O'Connell just built off of that because they run similar offense. So it's like, it was easy transition. Now, Sam Darnold, give him all the credit for putting in the work and becoming what he is today. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but Kyle Shanahan was the one that taught him how to see the game. Right?
Absolutely. So, I can go with that. But that's my entire point is that I think in part we have given Kevin O'Connell, who I do think is a good coach, and I'm not down on him. I'm not saying fire him or anything like that. But I think we've just built this mystique for the guy that you can literally give him any spare parts and he will turn that into a functional NFL quarterback. And he has, at the very least, struggled to find the J.J. McCarthy that some people believe exists. I'm not one of them, but there are people out there that think J.J. McCarthy's a viable NFL quarterback. I've seen little spurts of it, but I've never seen it consistently. And I feel like that's where the Anthony Richardson stuff would go. I cannot believe the Vikings would seriously entertain that. But if they are, that is that should be terrifying for any actual Minnesota Vikings fans. Because I understand what you're saying about his measurables, but what measurable do you have when the guy literally just is like, I'm winded, please take me out of the game as a starting quarterback?
That to me is still on Shane Steichen. That's Shane Steichen's fault.
How so?
Because he should have just blew the timeout. He should have called the timeout and said, you're not coming out the game. I'll give you timeout. You'll get that dude to stand out there on the field. You'll get 5 minutes to catch your breath, but you're not coming out the game.
That's, you know what?
He shouldn't have allowed that to happen.
I can agree with you that is more of just not just on him. To your point,
because he's such a young player, like that's one of them teachable moments where it's like we'll just blow the time out. But as a leader on the team, I cannot allow you to come out the game.
My argument with that, though, you're right. What would be a good coaching move there? And Shane Steichen was a young coach too in that situation, so he made not a great choice there. But also, like, that's something you shouldn't have to tell a quarterback who's going to be your franchise guy. You shouldn't have to say to him, like, hey, buddy, you need to stay out here and play. That's something you tell your 8-year-old who's like, I ran out of orange slices and I want some more. It's like, no, you got to go out there and play, and then we'll get to the orange slices after the game. You can't have a grown man that you have to tell that in the NFL where you're getting paid millions of dollars. I agree with you. The coach should have given him a chance to, like, catch himself and go, never mind. I'll stay in the game. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. That's crazy.
At some point, the coach got to be the adult in that situation and be like, no, I'm saving you from yourself. Because if I let you come out this game, it's going to be bad and people never going to forgive you for this. So let me save you from this situation. Let me just blow the time out.
All right. By the way, Sonny Styles last night, if you didn't see this, the measurables were insane. We have him on record now. Sonny Styles, 6'5". That is taller than Mike Evans. 40-yard dash, 4.46. Same speed as one Tyvis Powell.
He got lucky.
Also same speed as Arvell Reese, for what it's worth. George Pickens, by the way, who's not slow. George Pickens ran a 4.47. So he's faster in the 40-yard dash than George Pickens. 10-yard split, 1.56 seconds for Sonny Styles. Patrick Peterson, 1.57. Quicker than Patrick Peterson, right? Jumps higher than Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, 39.5-inch vertical leap. Sonny Styles, 43.5. And broad jump, he had 11.2. Derwin James, 11 feet flat. Like, oh, and by the way, all the tape is great. Oh, and by the way, when he goes to interviews, everyone came away blown away by this guy.
Top 10 pick.
How many are the Buckeyes going to have? I mean,
it should be 4.
Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate, clearly Sonny Styles.
Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
The Caden McDonald is the one. He can make it 5 in the first round. I don't think he's going top 10.
Defensive backs and, like all the defensive backs, interviews were yesterday, right? Today is all this stuff for them.
Yes, it is.
So,
today the media availability is quarterbacks and receivers. Carnell Tate is at the podium.
All right. There you go. More to keep an eye on with the combine this week.
According to Patrick Murphy, who's there, Carnell Tate and Fernando Mendoza are the 2 most popular guys early on Friday morning at the combine.
Doesn't surprise me. Morning Breath is coming up next, and people who should just shut up. We'll let you hear them next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have a couple crashes we're watching. First out in Dublin, the ramp getting off at Avery Murfield Drive. Coming from 33 westbound, we do have some lane closures in place as crews clear out a crash. Expect delays at that 270-33 interchange out in Dublin. Also watching slowdowns on 315 northbound, right as you're passing Goodale Street because of a crash that crews are clearing right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
You got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you could save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
Hey, everybody, it's Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. I hit maintenance mode after dropping 35 pounds with Awaken 180. The Awaken 180 coaches made it simple. Now pizza and ice cream are back, but the cravings aren't. That's a complete mindset shift. Awaken180weightloss.com.
It's Skyway time at Skyline Chili. Come get your Skyline 3, 4, or 5-way with 50% extra cheese at no extra charge. Regular and large ways only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time.
Steve here from USA Insulation. Let me ask you a question. Do you know why your thermos keeps your coffee hot? Because it's insulated with foam. So let us do the same thing and insulate your home with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. The cold weather's here. There's nothing better than sitting in a warm, comfortable home with your loved ones and keeping that cold, drafty air outside. So make the call today, 529-2440, 529-2440, or usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Social Security is for everybody, but for too long, not everybody got everything they earned. Public servants and retirees worked hard for decades, but saw their guaranteed benefits reduced. That's why Congressman Mike Carey stepped up, passing the Social Security Fairness Act to protect benefits for millions of Americans. Thanks to Congressman Carey, Social Security benefits increased for teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other first responders in certain states, better serving the hardworking men and women who tirelessly serve us. And for those not nearing retirement, Congressman Carey passed the Working Families Tax Cut, the largest tax relief bill in the United States history. Congressman Carey delivered no taxes on tips or overtime, increased the child tax credit, and passed thousands in tax relief for Ohio seniors. Find out more about how Mike Carey gets you everything you earned at carey.house.gov. Paid for with official funds from the Office of Mike Carey.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Visit us today at turbotrackrealty.com or give us a call and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no! Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Might see a few spots with patchy fog, otherwise partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 20s and 30s to kick off the day. A beautiful Friday ahead. Get out and enjoy it with lots of sunshine building in. Breezy winds and highs in the upper 50s to right around 60. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s. And for Saturday, get ready for another gorgeous spring-like day with mostly sunny skies and highs in the mid to upper 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Sometimes it's better if people just shut up.
Shut up!
It's time for Morning Breath.
All right, college football. We have the new trend that we've seen, which is, I guess this happened just this week with Brendan Sorsby, Cincinnati, former Cincinnati quarterback, going to Texas Tech. He getting a lawsuit served to him by Cincinnati. They're trying to enforce the stipulation in his NIL agreement that says if he leaves before that NIL agreement is up, he owes them $1 million. Not the first guy getting sued by the school. I believe Darian Mensah got sued by Duke for some undisclosed amount. They've settled out of court on that, but he going to Miami. Another guy, though, that got sued or threatened with a lawsuit and ended up staying was DeMond Williams Jr., quarterback for Washington. So Jed Fish, his head coach at Washington, was asked about that situation where guy said, I want to leave. I'm going to leave. Bye. They said, the hell you are. We're suing you, or we're going to sue you. The contract is ironclad. And he said, oops, never mind. I guess I'm going to have to stay here after all. This presented the question to Jed Fish. Are you worried about his loyalty to the program, given that he wanted to leave and he's being there kind of held against his will? Here's what Jed Fish had to say about that.
It was a crazy time for a couple days. To be honest, though, it was one in which I think we're going to see more and more. And as I looked at it, and as I've talked to him, I talked to our team, I talked to our community, our donors. There's most of these top quarterbacks switch schools. Ours didn't. And you look at where all these quarterbacks have gone and where they went, what's happening. And, we had 2 days where we had to work through some things and figure out what was best. And a lot of people were, trying to convince him to leave. And a lot of people, as we know, when you get recruited, it's hard not to at least pause for a minute. And that's what he did. And after about 48 hours, the pause was over and he's back. And he's having a fantastic first 4 weeks of the offseason, or 5 weeks.
Okay.
Wasn't it his?
Okay.
Didn't his wife? Wasn't she upset with DeMond over this?
Yeah, because there was, I want to say, another athlete at the school who had tragically passed away. Yeah, and there was a funeral that all the athletic department, a lot of the football players, just people from around the athletic program were going to this person's funeral. And that was around the day when I think some of this came out, and she kind of blasted him of all days, So yeah, it was. Let's not pretend it wasn't messy. All right, you could say hey, flat out, this guy at that time thought he didn't want to be here, but we enforced a contract and all this stuff. But
this is gonna be like soccer, where you pay the team's exit, you got to pay them a fee to get the guy, and then you got to pay the guy on top of that. That's where college football is going.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm trying to remember what school it was. Do you remember off the top of your head, Dylan, where he wanted to go?
It was rumored that it was LSU.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Duh. Yeah. So I don't think that we're ever going to get this solved until we get ironclad contracts that don't involve, car dealerships and stuff like that, right? Where it's, the NIL stuff is such a murky space. Even though they're trying to clean it up, it's a long way from being there. But let's not tell people, oh, yeah, he just had a little pause where he had to think about things. No, you had to threaten him with a lawsuit to get him to want to stay there. Now, he has since said, DeMond Williams, saying all the right things. He's come out and said it was a mistake. I never should have done that. I don't know what came over me.
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome. That's what came over him. Dude's being held captive up in Washington.
DeMond Williams Jr., blink if you're okay. Blink twice if you need help. Whatever, man. It's fine. I mean, I'd get it. Jed Fish has got to do what he's got to do to sell himself on this, to sell his fans. They all have to try to make this situation feel nice, but there's no denying that. I would hope that if a player came to Jed Fish and said, hey, for real, though, does this guy actually want to be here? I would hope he would be more honest than that and say, yeah, look, here's the real story.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do this year, because they lost Jonah Coleman and Boston, so I don't.
Their wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
Denzel Boston, is that right?
Denzel Boston.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And I mean, they were.
That man is really David Boston's son.
Is that true?
That's what somebody told me.
Is that true? And I didn't know that? How did I miss that?
If Denzel Boston is David Boston's son and he didn't come to Ohio State, that's crazy.
Well, it's also bad that me as a, longtime David Boston fan, it's at least what he did on the field.
The internet says yes.
Wow. I can't believe that escaped. I was sleeping on that the way Aaron Glenn was sleeping on
Tyvis is not.
That is the funniest thing. I'm going to tell you right now.
Did you guys see?
Whoever Vincent Anthony Jr. is, he will not be a Jet.
Oh, my.
That man was asleep.
What if he is?
Nah, there's no way. He went to sleep on his performance. But when he heard David Bailey, he woke right up to go look at that to make sure he saw that.
If you didn't see this, I'm going to tweet it out. I'm actually going to post it right now from the at T-Bone and Tyvis account because that video is hilarious. He's sitting there. They cut to him on camera, and you see him hand on his cheek, eyes completely closed. He's up in a box, right? Like a lot of these coaches are. The best part about it is behind him, you can see the screen is like a few seconds delayed, but they have the screens on there in the booth, and it shows him also asleep on the screen. And I don't know if he heard the name, like you said, and woke up, or if someone nudged him and was like, hey, you're on camera, wake up. But either way, he caught himself, woke up, and then kind of looked around to see, is there a camera on me? Oh, there is a camera on me. And then he perked up after that. But yeah, you can.
I don't blame him. It's a long day. He closed his eyes for a few seconds. He's getting roasted on Twitter.
I blame him.
That's because you hate him. Because he called you out during a film study or something.
Is that true? Did I miss that story? Did I fall asleep during that story like Aaron Glenn did during the combine?
Me and Aaron Glenn, I don't have any vendetta against Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn came up here to do a workout and some board work when me, Vaughn, and Eli was coming out in the draft. He came to the Woody, and what he did was he had us in the DB room, and he drew up the defense that they run with the Saints at the time. And he explained what everybody's responsibility was, and then he erased the board, and he wanted us to get up there and re-coach him, teach him what he just taught us to see if we could, if we picked up what he was putting down. So I got up on the board. It was like a cover 3. I got up on the board, and I drew up everybody's assignment, and I had it exactly right. But the problem came when I went to explain what I think it was what one of the down safeties was doing.
Okay.
I think I called it a hook player.
Oh, that's right. And he didn't like that terminology, or he had some other term.
He kept saying, no, that's wrong. So me and him went back and forth for 45 seconds, and I'm like, you literally just put this on the board. This literally is what his responsibility is. And it took Vaughn to be like, nah, it's a buzz player. They call it buzz. And I was like, okay, buzz, but it's literally the same thing. Like, we were really about to sit here and have an argument over that. So, like, that was the one thing.
Aaron Glenn, I hope you fall asleep every play. I'm dead to me. How dare you go against my guy?
No,
Tyvis.
he's a great guy. Like him and I
disagree
because he was the guy that took us through the drills when we did pro day. He took us through the drills.
I still don't.
And then I ended up working out for the Saints one of my years when I was trying to get a job. And I ended up talking to him again. So, yeah, we was cool.
Great dancer on the sideline.
Dude, if they would have won that game, that highlight would get even more run. But, yeah, that was the kickoff return, right? Or was it an interception?
I think it was an interception return.
Yeah, but then there was like another one right after it.
And they lost the game. No, it was a blocked field goal.
Oh, blocked field goal.
They ended up blocking the field goal, take it to the house. And then I think the Bucs blocked the field goal to win the game and take it to the house or something like that.
By the way, speaking of defensive coaches, yesterday was a good day to be James Laurinaitis. Was it not? Today is a good day to be James Laurinaitis. Most
Every
days
day.
it is. Yeah, right. But in this case, he is the position coach of two of the guys who made the biggest impact in Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. We talked to James earlier this week, and this is what his prediction was before the combine last night. See how accurate it was.
I think Arvell Reese runs a faster 40 by a slight amount. But I think the overall, testing, when you count in the vert and the broad and all that, I believe you'll look at all the numbers and be like, holy smokes, what did Sonny Styles just do?
Was he wrong? They were the exact same time in the 40, and Sonny Styles did have a day that made everyone say, holy something. Whatever phrase you use after holy, that's what they said.
I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
No, but it was so cool to see the Pickerington basketball highlights making the NFL rounds yesterday, because that's just it. We've all known this about him, but it's great to see it going around the country now. And welcome to the Sonny Styles experience. You're going to have probably 4 Buckeyes going in the top 10, maybe top 8.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And it's always going to come back to the almighty, how they didn't win it all.
Oh.
And I'm seeing that. And it says that Denzel Boston is not the son of NFL wide receiver David Boston.
I don't care about that. What I do care about is that you just admitted again that you are part of the Lunatic Fringe.
It's the Lunatic Fringe.
How did they not win the national championship with this defense? Will haunt me forever. 2 minutes away. We'll haunt you. No, we won't. The NFL owners They suck. How bad do they suck? Well, the player grades are out. Despite their best efforts, the NFL owners couldn't keep that under wraps. Well, I'll tell you how the Browns and Bengals did in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. The 270-33 interchange in Dublin, slow moving right now as crews clear out a crash on the Avery Murfield Drive exit ramp coming from 33 westbound. Expect some lane closures and slowdowns over there. Also slowdowns on 315 northbound just past Goodale Street as crews clear out a crash there as well. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
It's 2026, the year you achieve your health goals. The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
The two most mature people working at the radio station. And that's just because they wear pants.
The pervert and the skivvies.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, this comes in via Twitter, at Bone and Tyvis 971. Snagglepuss, one of our longtime listeners, said, "Did you guys hear what Uncle Bo said yesterday about the Cardinals being willing to trade Marv for probably a second or third?" Marvin Harrison Jr., of course. "Please share your thoughts if you think the Browns should consider." Tyvis, would you trade a second or third round pick if you're the Browns to get Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Absolutely. I don't see why they would do it. I don't see
Cardinals?
I don't see why the Cardinals would do it. But I would.
They don't believe in Marvin.
Sure, that's cap.
I don't know what they believe. They're dumb. The Cardinals have been a dumb organization for years. If they would do it, I would do that deal immediately.
Marv got hurt last year, and they got Michael Wilson became the guy last year.
Well, maybe that's why they're willing to move to get a second.
No, you got two receivers that's really good. Why would you leave either one of them? You got them two and Trey McBride. Why would you? It ain't like y'all got the greatest run game situation.
Maybe they're going to go tank and rebuild, try to get the best pick they can. Next year's draft is insane, right, Tyvis? Maybe you trade away some pieces so that you're a terrible offense, your team sucks, and then you go out. They need a quarterback.
I don't think
they don't believe in Kyler Murray, so have a terrible year this year. Trade away any assets you can, get picks if you can this year, add some young guys.
If I'm the Cardinals, if I am moving on from Kyler Murray, which they probably are since they don't even talk anymore.
They do, but it's just on like the PlayStation account where they get on the chat together. That's the only place they're talking.
You need whoever you get as a quarterback is going to need as many weapons as possible. I'm not giving.
If you're trying to win this year, but do you think the Cardinals are trying to win this year?
They just got to. You think a coach trying to lose?
No, I think a coach trying to get a star quarterback. And if everybody says next year's draft is the deepest draft in the history of humanity, then
I don't even know who
if the front office says we don't care about winning this year.
Going to be. Maybe they might trade for Mac Jones. I don't know.
It's not always up to the coach, though, too, right? If the front office says this is the plan, we want to be bad this year, we're going to trade away a bunch of guys. You're going to start building with youth.
You can't say that because then you get sued. That's what happened to Miami with.
You don't say it publicly.
What is his name?
Brian Flores.
Bang.
Yeah. You don't say it publicly. But what if that is what they're doing? Regardless of how many teams have done that where they've never said it, but we know what they're doing. They're trying to get worse so they can get the number 1 pick or number 2 pick or be right there in the top 5. That certainly goes on in the NFL. It goes on in every sport where they have a draft system like that, which is mostly the NFL.
Their whole team got hurt this year.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if that trade is on the table was the question, and of course, yes, Brown should absolutely entertain trading a second, or definitely a third, but I would trade a second to get Marvin Harrison Jr., but I'm biased. I'm a fan of his, so...
I mean, if I'm the Browns and they willing to do it, yes, I would. If 100% the Browns should go for that. I just don't see why the Cardinals would do it. That's the part that I don't understand.
The answer is because there are a lot of dumb organizations, and the Cardinals often have been in the list of dumb organizations.
If they want to be fleeced, I would do that.
Sure.
I wanted to bring up a message I got when you made your Titanic analogy a little bit earlier.
Okay, it may have been a bad one, but go ahead. I do have bad analogies.
So I'm a known hater of Jenny from Forrest Gump. I think she's one of the biggest villains in cinematic history.
She's pretty evil, I'll give you that.
Someone said Rose is a villain just like Jenny from Forrest, right? And I hadn't considered Rose as a big villain. Like people want to throw out like the Wicked Witch of the West or like Hannibal Lecter. We know what we're getting with those people. But like Rose and Jenny, who are camouflaged as caring human beings, but they're really terrible individuals. I think Rose and Jenny are up there as 2 big villains in movie history, along with Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That guy
as Tyvis would say, he couldn't walk, but then he hops out of the bed like Soldier Boy.
He sure did.
As soon as he realizes that Charlie has a golden ticket.
Because I got a golden ticket.
Yeah, it's like if I'm Charlie, I'm like, who's we? Who's I? Me. I got 2.
They were poor and partial because he couldn't walk and couldn't work. But as soon as the opportunity to go to the chocolate factory comes about, he's got a vertical like Sonny Styles all of a sudden.
You know what to put the cherry on top with that? Is the moment that he wasn't gonna give Charlie that chocolate factory. He said he was gonna give him the gobstopper. He said, we're gonna get that guy the gobstopper. And Charlie gave it back to Willy Wonka, and he ended up winning the factory because of that. It was because of Grandpa Joe, man.
Yeah.
Although that is where you got
garbage.
That is where we got one of the greatest sound bites of all time from Willy Wonka when Gene Wilder does the like, you lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. It's one of my all-time favorites. And y'all are ready for this conversation, but the Rose and Jack thing in Titanic is a perfect metaphor of how the rich take the poor and dispose of them to get what they want. But we're not here for that.
That's a whole.
I didn't know we were getting that.
That's what happened. That's it. All the Amazon factory workers are in the freeze of water, and then Jeff Bezos is up there on the door, being like, "There's no room. I'm sorry. I have another yacht I need to pay for." But you're not ready for that. It's fine. All right. So NFL owners. Speaking of rich billionaires who suck, these guys terrible. They didn't want the NFL report cards to come out because they said it doesn't represent all the players in the NFL. It's a small sample of players. Woody Johnson, the NFL owner, the Jets owner, he was the one who was spearheading this effort. They got a court order that said players union can't put these report cards out. Woody Johnson actually said it's not all the players. Most of the they don't even get a fair number of players to contribute to this. The number of players last year that did respond to the players union survey, by the way, was 1,695. If you multiply 32 teams times 53 players, 53-man roster, that number works out to 1,696. So it isn't every player, but it's damn near all of them. Anyway, the grades are in for the Bengals and the Browns. The Bengals we'll start with. They ranked 28th overall. Categories where they did well: locker room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, position coaches, coordinators, head coach got an A-. All those other ones were either A's and B's. Where they didn't do so well was treatment of families. Again, the Bengals got F-. Yikes. Nutritionist, dietitian, F. Food and dining area, F-. Home field, meaning just the playing surface, not the actual stadium, D-. Team ownership got a D+, one of the worst rankings out there, so they finished 28th. However, the Browns finished worse. They were overall rank of 30th. The areas where the Browns did well would be defensive coordinator, weight room and strength coaches, position coaches, Home field, B-, I guess we could say that's pretty good. But everything else was C, D, or F on
What
this.
is they doing to these people's families?
The Browns got a D- in that regard. Was it the Browns last year or the Bengals? I feel like it was one of them.
Probably the
where
Bengals.
They said they had to go across the street from the stadium to the
Chiefs.
tents. Oh, maybe it was the Chiefs. You're right. There was a team last year that said the players said they had to literally go. Their families had to go across the street from the stadium to a tent that wasn't like climate controlled or anything. They said stand out in the cold and wait to meet their star
I don't
player.
understand how you think you're gonna treat somebody's family bad and think that they just it's gonna be a great season. Like, what's wrong with these people?
In case you're wondering, team ownership got a C. General manager got a C for the Browns when it comes from the players. Head coach got one of the worst rankings for any head coach in the NFL last year, C-. So
we need to play better.
Well, he's coaching elsewhere now. So
I wonder how the Falcons think. He's not. He didn't get a warm welcome with the Falcons.
Well, his reputation precedes him. There are a lot of. I mean,
there's a lot of Deion Sanders fans that's down there. That's like
in Atlanta.
Yeah, the Shador Shore.
Are you telling me that Atlanta fans of the Falcons might like Deion Sanders and his family, given that he played both football and baseball in that city? Yeah. It is going to be a little bit of a rough patch for Kevin Stefanski, isn't it, to win those fans over? Because I'm sure there were a lot of Shador fans down there.
The CU aunties.
Oh, we can't. We gotta stop with that. It's Colorado University. The aunties who go there. That's okay. So Browns not. I guess they're worse than the Bengals when it comes to this ranking, but that in part is because everyone hated their head coach, at least on the team, and yeah. That's about it. But good news, they didn't retain.
Jim Harbaugh got a C+.
Did he really?
Pete Carroll got a C+. Brian Daboll got a C. They was among that's the four bottom guys.
Jim or John?
Jim.
Probably creeped him out.
Well, I'm saying, of course, he's a weirdo. But all those other guys you mentioned are all either not head coaches where they were, or they are, like Brian Daboll is a coordinator now, right? Like, they all got fired. Other than Jim Harbaugh, right? Okay.
Matt LaFleur got a B-. Brian Callahan, B-. He got fired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mike
I'm just
McDaniel
saying.
was a B. John Harbaugh was a B.
If you're saying who got an F, none of the coaches got F.
No, the lowest grade was Kevin Stefanski with a C-.
That's
which is funny.
That's not ideal. All right, we'll hit the buzzer when we come back. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Right now, no crashes to tell you about. Everything moving along just fine. Busy traffic on 270 near Dublin at the 33-161 interchange. Also seeing things pick up on 315 near campus. But again, we are crash free right now. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome back to That Lux Life. It's your boy, Will Winmore. Today's guest, the Millionaire Ball from the new Ohio Lottery Daily Draw Game, Millionaire for Life. Hey-o! So if a player matches 5 numbers and the Millionaire Ball number, they win $1 million a year for life. Hey-o! Or $100,000 a year for life if they match just 5. Hey-o! Millionaire for Life is the game. Millionaire Ball is his name. Play Ohio's newest daily draw game for your chance to win for life. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, what are those? Those are what are known as toilets, Jerry. I know they're toilets, but why are they sitting back to back like bookends? Congratulations, Jerry. You said the magic word.
Get Eco.
Bookends? Bookends is the magic word? Take a seat, Jerry. I choose this one. A good choice. That is the world's most luxurious toilet. Really? How much is it? $6,500, including installation. What? For $6,500, this thing would have to iron my shirts, shine my shoes, and sing happy birthday to me.
Get Eco.
It does way more than that, Jerry. I'm switching to the other one. How much is this one? $650, including installation. Wow, that's a great deal. What does it do? It does exactly what you would expect, Jerry. Huh. From $650 to $6,500. Eco has a toilet for everyone. Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and you can always trust our HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Want to know anything about the Fan's contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Remember the time producer Dylan said that Alabama should be in the playoffs and that Tyvis started yelling at him? Those were good times. And remember later that day when Tyvis punched him in the face? Classic stuff. Here's T-Bone and Tyvis.
If your garage floor has stains, cracks, or even bad epoxy, it can make the entire garage look bad. Maybe you've already tried to get it fixed. Maybe you did that epoxy job. Maybe you aren't satisfied with the results. You need to call my friends at Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR is their number. They can get you a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in just one day. Guaranteed your garage floor will trip. That too. It won't chip. It won't crack. Tire lift, where you get the tire marks on it, you won't have any of that problem anymore with your new Comer & Cross garage floor. And they're in and out in one day. They'll even take the stuff out of your garage so you don't have to. They will make it look great. And they use pros, no subcontractors there. They know how to make this product work in your garage and make it shine. So call them today, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR for Comer & Cross. Or you can go to their website. It's COMERcross.com. It's COMER, ComerCross.com. Check it out today.
Joining the program now is a guy who's 1/3 of Bishop and Fran, probably has the best hair out of the three.
And mustache.
Oh, my
gosh, yes.
Thick. Nice thick one. Nice cop stash there.
Gentlemen.
Air greaser.
Good morning.
How's it going? You look like, did you just get a fresh cut?
I got a haircut. I got a haircut 2 days ago. I shaved last night, yeah.
Looks good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, how long are we going to do this?
I don't know.
Does it not get in your
parameters
nose?
On it.
It don't get in your nose?
So it does, and I also get food in it.
I don't have.
I was having a beer the other day, and it was a very frothy mustache. And it's times like that I go, I don't know how long I can keep doing this.
Yeah, that's Ron Swanson, right, from Parks and Rec. It's very reminiscent of that is what your mustache looks like, at least to me. So
if there's anything sauce related, I'm saving it for later.
Reese, are you out on the Browns taking Caleb Downs at 6?
No.
Okay.
If Carnell Tate's there, I want him to take Carnell, but I'd be happy with Downs.
I've seen that him and Jordan Tyson have talked to the Browns at least.
I would hope the Browns would talk to everybody except for Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, right. I mean,
talk to everybody. I think it'd be really, it'd be very Brownsian to do the dumbest thing possible, but everybody that's there that you think is going to be available 1, 2 through 10, talk to them.
What about Vinny Anthony Jr.? Vincent Anthony Jr.
Who is that person?
He is the guy who Aaron Glenn was sleep on when he was running his 40 time.
Okay, great. I honestly, only thing they could ask is, hey, did you see the Jets coach fell asleep watching you do a 40? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, that's
the only thing I'd want to ask him about.
I will tell you this, and I'm not a Bengals fan, but I have become invested in the idea of the Bengals because there are so many great defensive players available from the state of Ohio, from Ohio State. If they don't end up with one of these three guys, the Bengals, I mean, that's like smartest guy in the room syndrome takes over a lot of NFL rooms, but like you can't miss on that one. Any one of them, if they fall to you at 10, which is an issue, maybe they won't.
That's the dream for Cincinnati is Caleb Downs at 10.
Yeah, but like I almost feel like you should be active and try to make a move.
There's
like
no
go
way
up there and go get one of these guys. I don't think so, right? Given the numbers that these guys are putting up, and presumably Caleb Downs will kill it today as well and keep that.
I do wonder, the more we talk about this and the more it continues to be silly season, that people will overthink the safety thing and go, well, they didn't take Kyle Hamilton till the teens. Well, you can't possibly take a safety here. And then he finds his way down to Cincinnati at 10. I don't think Arvell, I certainly don't think Sonny, with the day he had yesterday, are going to be available past 6. Maybe the Browns might not even get a chance for either of them. But it would certainly, I think, be if one of those three is available for the Bengals, go for it. I just don't see a world where anybody really trades up this year.
I know.
There's just nobody available.
Well, it's too much to give up because everybody wants to save for next year's draft. So it's not like I'm going to trade my pick for next year.
I'm not giving up capital for next year because chances are a lot of those teams in that position will be in the similar position.
You know what?
Come 2027.
If you are a Bengals fan and you want to see them get Caleb Downs, then I guess today you have to hope that whatever he does, it's not as good as people thought. Like, there's no doubt what he is as a football player. The numbers and stuff yesterday for Sonny Styles just confirmed for some people what they should have already known, for people who weren't paying attention. But for someone like Caleb Downs, like, if he doesn't test well, if I'm a Bengals fan, I'd be ecstatic if you want him, right? Because
I think it's fair.
Maybe that causes a few people to say, oh, maybe he's not worth jumping up and getting at 6 or 7 or 8 or that spot, and maybe he falls to you at 10.
I wonder if he does all this stuff today.
I don't even know.
I mean, so they'll work out today and tomorrow, and then
the DBs is today.
They'll have the pro day on March 25th for Ohio State. So he'll do something at one or if not both of those things. And he's the best player in the draft, I think.
I do
Caleb.
too. Yeah.
Certainly Sonny and Arvell are close behind him. So, I think if you're able to luck into that kind of a lottery ticket, you go for it. And for Cincinnati, one of those three, I think, would end their streak of missing on defensive players in the first round of the NFL draft. But, I'd be thrilled as a Browns fan if he was there for you.
Let me ask you this, because I was saying this earlier, and I'm trying to be as transparent with the audience as I can. I care about the combine to a degree. I cared last night.
You don't have to lie like that.
No.
The combine's stupid. You don't.
I'm not lying.
I can't stand the NFL combine. Talking about it, I want to drive nails into my eyeballs.
Okay, good.
You don't have to lie.
I'm not lying.
It's the biggest waste of time for us in a general sports talking sense. Every single year we do it. It's the same damn thing. And really none of it matters come April 23rd.